goodness gracious. It's on, you guys. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear people question my authenticity or say that listening to my stuff is going to make you stupider, it hurts. It hurts. Ben Shapiro has hurt me deeply. And I'm going to show you guys this very, very cruel thing that he said about me. And then I'm going to respond to said thing that he said. Okay. I was also thinking about a fun game because these are like straight up mirror glasses. And I was like, you know what would be hilarious is if I just like as an inside joke, like have something sitting on my desk, like you got like right here. Like if you guys can see my finger, you know, like, can you guys see what I'm doing? You know, but like over there, something really funny, you know? I'm trying to think of what would be a good one for an inaugural joke, and I don't have any of them up here. But anyway, okay, we are going to rock and roll because this kid has cut me to the bone. Okay. Now, you know, you done made it when you film an episode with Alex Jones the night prior, and then you wake up to Ben Shapiro calling you an idiot. You know, it's like, whoa, dude. Whoa. And then that afternoon, you interview definitely not Jeffrey Epstein, the future mayor of Palm Beach, who I will tell you in advance, I completely support his campaign because there's nothing more American than Jeffrey Epstein leaving prison, changing his identity, and then becoming the mayor of Palm Beach. Like, I'm sorry, whatever everybody's mad at him about, that how funny that is supersedes all of it by 100 miles. It's the funniest thing of all time, especially because like, no matter what, 98% of people will all just be like, Jesse, you're crazy. You know, you are batshit crazy. It's like, okay, maybe. Okay. So now let's watch this real quick. We're just going to get right into it. And then we're also take a look at some of the highlights from today as well that I found after the video that I did, as well as oh, you know what? I have an assignment for one of my mods. Whoever wants to be a superhero and do me a huge solid, can someone please go to the Lance Twigs? As a matter of fact, here, I'll show you exactly which video I want you guys to do it from. I need a timestamp from this video that I just put in the chat for when he says the pirate comment. You guys are, if you guys watched my stream earlier, you already know I can't find it. I literally cannot find it. I need the timestamp for the pirate thing. Okay. Or one of my friends that has my cell phone number. Yeah. Will I see it? Text me the link that you used and the timestamp. I need the pirate thing because I guarantee you that most people had not seen it yet. And it's like it's the best thing I've ever seen. It's the best thing I've ever seen. Okay. It is definitely the best thing that's come out of this trial. So as people jump on, I just wanted to just kind of reiterate that I think what we're going to use our time doing today is we're going to go through how, as per usual, if you go onto social media and you start just perusing different accounts, you will see absolutely polar opposite interpretations of what they are looking at. You know, like I'm talking absolutely polar opposites, and polar opposites where you're like, guys, it's not possible that there's this big of a discrepancy in what you're seeing. Okay. Like either everyone is I'll start with Benny Johnson as an example. Okay. Megyn Kelly, even Megyn Kelly, dude, they're like, guys, all this conspiracy stuff, you gotta, well, you know what? Actually, I take that back. Conspiracy stuff, maybe I get, actually, no, I can't even rubber stamp that. The fact that anyone is saying that this case is going well to support Tyler Robinson without reasonable doubt having murdered Charlie Kirk is so insane to me. But I realize they don't know the case very well. Like, they just bottom line don't know the case very well. Shauna's got it at 1944. Okay, thank you. I was just trying to kill time so that I could. 1944. No way. How is that possible? Okay, watch this, you guys, real quick. This is from Lance Twiggs' testimony. If this is the right timestamp, I'll be shocked. Wait.
I think social media.
Here we go.
On my friend's end.
Okay. All right, I want to back up a little bit now. We've talked about September 10th, but let me get a little bit of context here. So, did you game with Tyler?
Yeah.
What kind of games?
We played some just kind of party games together, like anything that would be multiplayer with a group of friends. There was one game he really liked called Sea of Thieves, where you play as like a pirate, and you can fight against people, but most of it's just like fishing, fighting.
Oh my gosh. Man. So anybody who's watching my stream can definitely validate that when that was the first time that got played, when out of nowhere, he's like, he likes the one where he gets to play a pirate. I'm almost like, I think it's so funny. Like, that is so funny. Like, are you a pirate? Really? A pirate. He's like, yes, a pirate. You're like, you're not laughing to yourself at saying that your boyfriend plays a game where he gets to be a pirate. He's like, I don't understand the joke. It's like, Jesus, all you little Gen whatever kids. You never heard the term butt pirate? Okay, I've never seen a person or two people more appropriately ready to be called that term than accused assassins who are trans furry weirdos who, you know what I mean? And they don't see the irony of the pirate. Ugh. Hey, you know what's really funny though is I literally scoured this whole thing. I could not find that, and that's because I thought it had to be at the beginning, because why would they have that at the end? They're like, all right, we already got all the really important testimony. Now let's talk about the important stuff. What kind of video games did you like? Huh? What kind of video games did you like? It's so weird. Okay, so now that we got that in and everybody has had time to get on, let's go over here. So Benny Johnson, okay? This is Benny Johnson's take. Again, before we get to Ben Shapiro, like sea walking about how this is going in court, which is hilarious. So Benny Johnson says, the forensic evidence against Tyler Robinson is overwhelming. Overwhelmingly underwhelming, right? Like DNA. All right, let's go one by one. DNA. Right. Well, we already knew that the state was saying that they had his DNA on the screwdriver, the rifle itself, and a towel. Okay. So like that's a known deal. Like, we know that they say that they had that. What would be something new that would either make that better or worse? What if you found out that there was someone else's DNA on one of these pieces of evidence, right? Like, you know, seems unlikely it would be someone else to have committed the crime, given all that. Unless, what if the person's DNA that was also on the screwdriver was Lance Twiggs, the star witness? What if it was his DNA? And then what if you told him that his DNA is on every single piece of evidence that they say Tyler Robinson's DNA is on? So you're saying that there's not a single piece of evidence that only Tyler's DNA is on. Lance's DNA is also on every single one of them. Okay, cool. Hey, how'd you get the DNA on the hard end of the screwdriver, I wonder? What about the towel? Huh? Think about that, dude. That pirate game always requires some cleanup, and that cleanup towel is perfect for hiding a World War II Mauser rifle in, that's very distinguishable if anybody saw it, because it's from World War II. It's before serial numbers. It's very, very old. So if you see it, you'll know it's definitely that one, right? Because it's old. It's super old. Wait a minute. Did they actually show the picture of the real rifle today? Yes, they did actually. And was it old? Was it identifiable? No, it looked like they took a picture of a Ruger American, the most common rifle in America, and then just put it in a box. So what happened to the World War II Mauser that was super identifiable and before serial numbers? Don't worry about it because, again, the evidence is overwhelming. DNA. And by the way, that rifle had Lance's DNA on it also. Okay, cool. Cellular. Really? Or I assume we're talking the text messages. Okay. Because it turns out that Lance, hang on. Yep. Okay. Lance did not speak to Tyler from 7 a.m. when he left that morning until 11:30 p.m. that night. What time did he usually get home, Jesse on Fire? Well, as I talked about in my video, he usually gets home at 5 at the latest. So 6.5 hours of non-traditional just disappearance, and no one reached out to each other when there was the most public graphic murder in the last 30 years that every person in America saw. You didn't text each other? No, we didn't text each other. I was actually playing a game where I got to dress up like a fish. I was dressed up like a fish, and in this game, the goal of the game is you try to grow a third eye, and then you see if you could find food in a sea kelp bed. That's interesting, but why didn't you guys reach out to each other? Well, I just feel like I was really locked in on my fish game. This is really believable. Fucking stupid story. Okay. Impossible. Okay. And that's once they start talking, it's the text thread. Hey, my love. Did you hear? Someone killed Charlie Kirk. And unfortunately for both of us in our future, it was me, Tyler C. Robinson. Mr. Robinson to you. I killed Charlie. And yes, I left my DNA on everything, especially the bullets that I engraved. Remember when I was engraving those bullets? Do you remember that? That's where my DNA probably is where I engraved those bullets. Also, I left them in the chicken coop. I'm just waiting outside of this place where I can wait for them to leave to go get my rifle. Wait, why did you do it? Some hatred can't be negotiated against. Oh, cool. Hey, can you guys go over to Lance Twig's testimony? Sure. Why? You just saw, he admitted it in text message. Can you go to the part where he asked Lance if he had ever heard Tyler Robinson speak about Charlie Kirk? Hey, have you ever asked you ever heard him speak about Charlie Kirk? No, I've heard him mostly like he talked about like games, maybe sometimes some policies. I heard him talk about Trump, but like, no, I've never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk, y'all. But he murdered him. Like, he never talked about him ever. Like, he never, when you guys were like, man, that's gonna be a terrible joke. Anyway, but never talked about it. Security camera. Mm-hmm. So you mean we validated that the photographs that we saw 10 months ago and every day since then were taken from a video. Like, we've seen these pictures 1,000 times, literally like 10 billion times. They're like, see, there it is on video. You're like, you guys understand the amount of analysis that people like me have done of that, like of these photos? Like, I could tell you exactly what kind of shoes he's wearing. I could tell you like what's different about that shoe. I could tell you like what picture Lance is wearing the same shoes in. You think that I figured that out because I've never looked at this footage? What the fuck are you like? How is this the security footage? All I heard in the trial is that they don't have a clear shot of him taking the shot, which leaves the option open for he didn't take a shot, or I don't know, maybe someone took a shot from another roof, since they found a bullet on another roof that's a .223 round, explanation for which is insane. Okay. Yeah, I think we accounted for that unspent 223 round. There was a law enforcement officer who had ejected that out of his AR. You're all on a on a college campus. Yes. When were there people with ARs there? Well, they were. It's just one of the huge events from that day that was not captured on video. Wait, did you say not captured on video? Yes, there's a lot of things that were not captured on video. Really? Because I think I've seen like 7,000 angles of literally every single second of that entire day, and I never saw SWAT or any kind of tactical response. So what are you talking about? Well, just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. You know, the other thing I noticed is that I didn't see a single person on the security team even pull a sidearm. All of them are carrying firearms. None of them pulled them. Weird. But run me through again how the 223 got up there, which is, by the way, a rifle round that would be much more likely to stop inside Charlie's neck than a 30-06. So how'd that get there? Well, it was the police. So the cop was just up there and he decided to unload his AR on the roof. Do you recall ever seeing any law enforcement person unload an AR on site for any reason in history ever? Certainly not on the roof, nowhere near their transport to and fro. Is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. So you got, someone who has the ability to shoot something on another roof, but neither here nor there, right? That's fine. Security, but yeah, financial transactions. I literally have no idea what that means. Probably means like, hey, he bought something at Dairy Queen, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, and 7 other restaurants that were all around there. For some reason, this kid eats like shit. But if you need evidence of that, look at his skin. Look at the kid's skin. It's like, man, that does check out, actually. Eyewitnesses. That's funny because Lance Twiggs, the boyfriend, said he can't identify Tyler Robinson in the picture or in the video where the suspect's literally looking directly at the camera. It's like, okay. And then you're like, oh, and you said the cellular stuff. So you would also include like the other confession, right? Which was on Discord, which Lance also had access to. He had access to his cell phone, had access to his desktop, had access to his Discord, had access to his text messages. And given the fact that these text messages started at 11:30 p.m., I mean, I don't know, man. Is it possible that Lance Twiggs created the entire text thread? Yes, and this is all assuming that I'm not right about the other thing and that this is all a show. But anyway, so that's just like high level. Each of these things it's showing like each of these is going the wrong way, not the right way. Okay, anyway, but perhaps the most demonstrable evidence is the trove of confessions to the murder verified in court today. Really? Sorry, I jumped the gun on that already because the confessions are completely unverified and could have easily been done by Lance Twiggs, who had access to the devices that the confessions were made on. But it's fine, dude. Don't make Jesse on Fire your defense attorney if you ever end up jammed up like this, because I probably won't do a better job than whatever stiffs usually get these kinds of jobs, Listen, the reason you would rather have someone like me do it is because I communicate with people for a living. I tell stories where I understand how people will feel about a thing because I feel that way about a thing. Okay. I'm not going to go in and start trying to recite off 58, previous cases that give precedent for blah, blah, blah. It's just like, you understand this is a murder trial. You create reasonable doubt. What do you think about the fact that maybe this violent kid over here, who's a complete train wreck, maybe he's more likely to have done it. So now are you sure that Tyler Robinson did it? Are you sure he didn't do it? Well, I don't know. Boom. Reasonable doubt. You're welcome. Okay. Tyler Robinson admitted to killing Charlie Kirk numerous times in public and private. The evidence speaks for itself. Where is the evidence of that aside from stuff that Lance Twiggs, the violent psycho, could have created himself? Here you go. Another thing. Robinson left a note for his lover and roommate, Lance Twiggs. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. Oh, you verified that Tyler wrote that as opposed to Lance Twiggs writing that and then taking a picture of it, burning it or whatever? You verified that? And don't worry, we're going to get into, Lance Twiggs history shortly. In text to Twiggs, Robinson definitely directly admitted, I'm the one who did it. I'm sorry, because that's exactly how murderers talk. Gosh. You know, I've never heard of someone being like, I need to talk to you, be at the house. You know, don't go anywhere. We need to talk when I get home. Nope. No reason to do that. It's like, you know, he's literally like in the text. He's all burn the note. So he's like, hi, no, there shouldn't be this in writing. He's like, but he's like, I don't know. For some reason, this can't wait. He's been sitting at home alone without talking to me for 6.5 hours. But instead of just saying, hey, baby cakes, put on your pirate outfit and I'll be home in 2 hours. He's like, and I need to talk to you. He's like, I'm going to take this moment. I'm going to take this moment right now to tell you I did it. It's me. Now, I didn't ever want to tell you I intended to take this to my grave. But just in case I changed my mind, I did write that note and then leave it under the keyboard because that makes sense. I've had enough of his hatred. Yep, I know. Dude, Lance Twiggs definitely doesn't speak English, so he couldn't have written that. Robinson told Twiggs in person, I wish I hadn't done it. Oh, that lines up. He said, there's some hate can't be negotiated against. But yep, when he got in person, everything changed. Robinson praised the rifle after the shooting. Yep. Again, this is totally legit, right? Like, again, you know, referencing the evidence in writing. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. Give me a trans kid and a killing weapon, and I'm going to start knocking down conservatives. Ayo. That's how a butt pirate celebrates after doing an assassination. They knew that move back in pirate days, the butt pirate days. Robinson told Twiggs he planned to turn himself in. Says who? Oh, weird. Says Lance again. Robinson confessed to his parents. Oh, I heard that's not true, actually. On tape. I heard that that's not true. Like, as in, I heard his family on tape say they don't think he did it and they don't believe the state's case. But I'm sure don't worry about that. Robinson confessed to law enforcement and surrendered to the Washington County Sheriff's Office on September 11th, 2025. Really? So why haven't we seen the confession then? Where is his confession if there's a confession? That I will acknowledge. I'll go, hey, listen, guys, he confessed. I mean, I still think that I'm right, you know, but we're ignoring that for a while. We're just putting that over to the side because there's no way for me to know for sure, which is why it would be so stupid for me to be like gloating about things in the event that, you know, I don't know, I was someone who didn't even pay attention to this case and now paying attention. And now I'm looking at things that the people who do investigate have known about forever. And then it's like, see, look at this. He hid it in the chicken coop. Don't you get it? He hid the rifle in the fucking chicken coop. And yes, the dogs couldn't find it for sure. Yes, I acknowledge the gun dogs didn't find the gun. And Cash Patel, he came in, Johnny quarterback on Monday, and was like, let me take a crack at this rifle. And doop-a-da-boop, it was in the chicken coop. Cash found it by himself. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, guys. I'm joking around about that part. No details that I'm saying right now should be taken serious. I'm just joking around. It's all a joke. You know, aside from the fact that the bomb sniffing dogs did not find the gun, and then they did subsequently find it because that sounds legit. But yeah, if Tyler Robinson confessed, why are we not? I mean, we're not going to hear that. That seems important. He confessed and then he's pleading not guilty. Anyone telling you he didn't do it is lyrical to you for profit or to free a confessed murderer. Not sure which is worse. You're retarded if you're still listening. No. Okay. Anyone who's telling you with certainty that he didn't do it is an idiot. Also, however, anyone who is telling you it is extraordinarily unlikely he didn't do it and then is showing you evidence that supports that conclusion is doing what an investigator does. Anyone who says anything with certainty is a moron. That's like one of those things. There are only a handful of things that fall into something that I know for sure, right? I know for sure that unless you are in on this, you can't know one way or the other whether or not Tyler is guilty, right? That's why I've always said, I'm like, if it turned out Tyler did it, you think that I would want to contribute to him going free? Give me a fucking break. Never. Never, ever, ever. You know? However, people who are like just all in that he definitely must have done, like, this is a strong case. It's dumb. Like, what if Lance framed him? How about that? What if Lance framed him? Or what if I'm right and it's all a show? And Tyler's been in on it from the beginning, and they always planned to spring him free after 1 year when the trial happened, and they would pay him $10 million and he would be a hero who helped Charlie save the world. What about that? A lot of reasonable doubt. Anyway, so yeah. I mean, listen, what I really want to do though is, if you look here, it's like stuff like this is like, let's see if we see things like this consistently in the text or in the tweets. Because, listen, like at the end of the day, for the record, the reason why I'm on an island by myself is I did my series talking about Charlie being alive to help TPUSA, because I think I'm right. I think he is alive, and I think they all helped him. And it's like, this must be really terrible for them. Everyone thinking that they murdered him, but they can't, like once you go, like that's a one-way ticket, man. You can't go back. So I'm in between. But one thing I don't like is I don't like stupid, like I don't like stupid. Don't tell me that this has been a good pretrial for the state. That's dumb. It's not. Okay. Now, wait. Oh my God. What did I tell you guys? This is their big gotcha. And Trump also SA'd Jean Carroll. You should start owning that. Jean Carroll is so batshit crazy. She wouldn't know if Shaq SA'd her. Okay. She doesn't know the difference between red and black. She doesn't know what a tree is. She thinks that she is walking on a different planet called Carthazon and can teleport her consciousness down to Earth to watch an episode of Law and Order SVU and then make up that story, and then the world will pay her $80 million. Oh, wait, that actually happened. That is the most batshit woman in America. And I would challenge you guys to go watch some of her behind the scenes. Go check out her when she shows people her house and all the trees she painted around her house. She's fucking crazy. Anyway, but let's actually hang on real quick. Let's do Ben, because Ben wanted all that smoke. Okay. He called me out by name. And you want to know how much that hurt my feelings? A lot. Wait a minute. Connected Collective is snooping. Is that what you said? Hold on. Let's see. Who do we got? Where did he go? Where did he go? Oh my gosh, I can't find him. Connected Collective. Did someone mod him or something? Stone, thank you for the super chat. Oh, geez, I'm behind. Googlooser, thank you for the super chat. Question: If not on campus, where does Tyler claim to have been? Can anyone verify? I agree. The evidence is F. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Where is his what's his story of where he was? I've never heard anyone say what his story is of where he is ever. Maybe because I have no idea. It's an excellent question though. And it's an equally good question as all of us collectively never asked why security never pulled their guns after Charlie was shot. As soon as it hit me 2 days ago, I say it, everybody I say it to goes, whoa. I'm talking tier 1 guys who are looking at the same thing, and they're like, whoa, like, how did I never think of that? It's like, it's right in front of us. Especially those guys who have been on super high-end security details. They're like, that's impossible. It's impossible that they didn't pull their guns. Anyway, next one is from Lady Lisa Rosen. Thank you very much. Sunglasses. Yes. That's how you know it's on. And Stone, thank you for the super chat. Okay, so let's do this.
Has told you that Tyler Robinson was never on the Utah Valley University campus. The whole thing was staged. The man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk wasn't even there. And then yesterday, prosecutors played all the tape.
So what's funny is I now watched the clip of what Candace said, and she definitely, this is just like misframed, absent context what she said. She said maybe it's a body double. Maybe she didn't say like that there was no one on campus. She said she doesn't even think that it was him who was there. She didn't say there's no one there. And there's absolutely 100% no way that you could verify that's for sure Tyler on the campus. So you're still at the exact same places we were before.
A lot of tape. Never before seen security footage of Robinson arriving at Utah Valley University, moving toward the building, the car leaving campus after Charlie was shot, and sitting in that courtroom watching it were Charlie's parents and his widow, Erica, face to face with the accused killer. So much for he was never there. Well, today we're going to go through the evidence from the hearing.
You know what, Johnny Walker? Fuck you, money. Okay. If you were going to, let's say, like your job currently is you're a personal masseuse for a slightly better off butt pirate, right? And you get paid $14 an hour, okay, with extras. Let's say that someone was going to pay you to do, the exact same thing, right? And they were going to pay you $60 an hour. Which of the butt pirates would you work for? The $14 an hour one or the $60 an hour one? Okay. It's actually that much different. So that's what I do. It just is what it is, man. You can hate, or you can just go back to work with Lindsey Graham. Although he pays you a little bit better, I bet. You should try to get in Lindsey. Dude, Lindsey Graham probably be a really good fit for you. What's up, baby?
We've also got Lyndon Blake, our investigative reporter, here with me to break it all down. Ambulatory psychotics. Candace Owens is at it again. So, unfortunately for Candace Owens, reality exists, and it continues to exist. So, the second day of the Charlie Kirk murder preliminary hearing occurred yesterday. And on Tuesday, prosecutors showed a bunch of security footage of Tyler Robinson on the UVU, Utah Valley University campus on September 10th, the day that he was accused of shooting and killing Charlie Kirk.
See, here, the thing is, Suzanne, is like, unless it is Charlie's inner circle or Charlie or one of these guys, no one can know for sure. Okay. Like Erica, Andrew Colvett, Tyler Boyer, those guys, they know for sure whether or not Charlie is alive. Outside of them and the other kind of like insiders, no one knows. So anybody who goes, you're an idiot for believing that, is an idiot. Okay, because I promise they have not looked at the information. The thing about this particular theory is everyone's going to start at you're insane, because I did. It took me months. So don't feel bad about it. And actually, someone saying that someone's an idiot for thinking it gets a pass, because I thought my friend was an idiot when he first brought it to me. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Now, to understand that this is rather damning for Candace Owens and her conspiratorial clique of morons, she suggested that Tyler Robinson was never on campus like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, with fellow dolt Sean Ryan.
Who do you think is behind this?
I don't
Do you think
Tyler Robinson was there.
you don't think he was there?
No. I think he's a total patsy. I think they get lookalikes and they got everybody wearing the same outfit. I think he played a role, and I believe that what he did was he picked up clothes and he dumped them behind the Dairy Queen. I think he had a role.
Do you guys know, like, what her I don't know. I'm not sure that I've seen her run through that theory super detailed, but listen, dude, I'm in no position to be throwing stones at anybody for having a theory that seems like crazy, because mine, and I'm sure, sounds like so batshit. As a matter of fact, the spoiler is how I'm going to respond to what Ben said. But by the way, Warrior Wit, there's no fucking way that that's your real picture. Okay. There's no way that there is a smoke show that looks like that with like a bulletproof vest. It's like every military dude's fucking wildest dream. She's like, let's go shooting today, babe. I'm going to go. Let me go wash off my black belt in jiu-jitsu and get my AR ready. I'm going to go shoot some fucking shit, man. I'm going to go. Come on, dude. You think we don't know you made AI with that? And by the way, I'm not actually talking shit. I think that this joke is hilarious, but I am definitely taller than Ben. And you know what, dude? I'm like fighting Ben. I'm down to fight Ben Shapiro. He's another one. I would let him win for sure. I'm totally down to do that fight. You know, like we could fight. He's never been safer anywhere. Like this is a very safe environment for him. I promise. I will let him whip my fucking ass. It'll be hilarious, dude. I'm sorry. Continue. Oh, sorry. We got a couple supers, dude. Callie, thank you very much. Oh, brother, I missed the live earlier. The redactions in the video were from leading questions. Thank you for asking questions. A lot of us want to slap Ben on his little forehead. Also, fuck a little bit. Dude, all you have to do is watch Candace do the fuck you and the mini horse you wrote in on. Is the funniest thing ever. Thank you, Lady Lisa. Thank you, Stones. Thank you, Don Smith. Appreciate you, dude. Dylan Colbert, me and my wife love you. We are watching you on our wedding anniversary vacation. You were able to roll with Ben Shapiro. How would you finish him? So first of all, happy anniversary. I don't even know how to answer that. The answer to that is using 4% of my effort, but I would let him win though anyway. And then I would just compliment him, like, do you guys ever get like with your kids where they do something and you're like, dude, nice job. And you're like, awesome. And you're just pumping confidence into them. And you're like, so cute. And then they walk in the other room and you look at your spouse. You're like that's what I would do with Ben. I'd be like, dude, you have I think if you actually focus some energy towards jiu-jitsu, man, you could be a beast, man. You should not have been able to do that to me on your first day. That was really advanced what you did. You should not have been able to do that. That's really impressive. It must be your gigantic brain. That's your Harvard brain right there. That's how you got that done. No, that tap was super legit. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. This is just for you to unskip my first super chat. Hey, oh, did I do that? Wait, I skipped I'm so confused. I looked. I don't see it. I apologize, though. Frank Wakely, thank you. Oh, member for 2 months. Welcome. Hey, Jesse, Oatball is great. I actually liked all the last Tucker show I watched. Well, that's awesome. I'll watch it, too.
I do not believe that Tyler Robinson is the person who was walking in that staircase. I do not believe the person walking in the staircase was even the person that we saw running off of the roof. I don't even know what day that person was running off the roof.
Every time I watch an exchange like this kind of thing between Candace Owens and Sean Ryan, I feel a disturbance in the force, as if billions of brain cells suddenly cry out in terror and are suddenly silenced. I mean, you become markedly stupider by imbibing this kind of trash content. Markedly stupider. Retardation is infectious, apparently. So here is some actual video. He was never on campus, you see. Never on campus. Here was the tape of him on campus. I know. Unbelievable. Who could have foreseen?
And do you believe you recognize who that person is?
So, she said body doubles. Yes, I do. But again, if I had to choose what I think is most likely, that is my answer. I would be flabbergasted if he was dead and the behavior of all of these people in Team USA was still a thing that happened, But what do I know? Maybe in Arizona, people human emotion doesn't work the way that it used to. You know what I mean? And maybe anatomy also doesn't work the way it does, in Utah. Like blood in Utah comes out for 1 second and then stops, and then it just stops bleeding, dude. So there's no more blood. I don't know. I think that there's plenty of evidence to be I could safely say that that's probably the most likely, but there's no way to know anything for sure. This is my first live I've ever watched. You are hilarious. Where have I been? Thank you very much, Monica. So how we do it is if I'm wearing sunglasses, that is an indicator that I'm probably going to be pretty betting. But, or I'm going to try at least, just depends on. So that actually, some people, I have the sunglasses on. They're like, God, fuck this guy. He's going to be saying things that are just so unserious tonight, and I can't stand it. I'd rather give you this instead of Benny Baby. He is a crybaby. Listen, he is bent out of shape here. And again, the only thing that I don't like is when they throw things out that don't prove their point at all. You know what I mean? Look at, oh, here he is. Here's the guy on campus on video. You can't see his face. She said body double. How is this a gotcha?
Yes.
Who is that?
believe that's Tyler Robinson.
I believe that's Tyler Robinson. Oh, and who are you? I'm the investigator. And your incentive is to close the case. Right. And do you find it bizarre that the trans lover who is testifying against him looked at the same video and says he can't identify him? Does that make you uncomfortable at all? It's like, yeah. I mean, again, he says he believes this. The whole point, though, is like to Ben, whatever his name is. I almost just called him Ben Johnson. That was weird. To Benny Shapiro Johnson. This doesn't prove that Candace is wrong at all.
All right, and where does he go from there?
He heads out of the parking garage on foot into the campus and actually goes to the quad area of the campus. At that time, he makes contact with some representatives from TPUSA.
Like quad area?
Wait, what, dude? T-Fink, thank you very much for the super chat, dude. Long-time viewer, been subscribed for a while. It's only right that I send you a super chat. By now, you're the man. Keep it up, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you thank you. I appreciate you, dude. And by the way, you guys realize Ben Shapiro left that in the video. He's like, oh my God. I mean, these conspiracy theorists, can you fucking believe it? Can you believe the audacity of these conspiracy theorists? Play the clip. Play the fucking clip. And it's like, there's the proposed assassin. He walks over to Charlie Kirk's team. And right there, he walked over and he interacted with Charlie Kirk's team. They're all right. He's like, Jesus. Can you believe that they have, that they're throwing rocks at these people? Unbelievable. They're like, did he say that the killer interacted with someone at TPUSA? Oh God, let's hear it. Let's hear your crazy thing. Now, my personal opinion is he probably was interacting with just one of the t-shirt people, TPUSA, most likely, because there's a million of them. They're like, hey man, where are you going? But maybe not, right? Because if you're just there minding your business, I doubt TPUSA people will just come up there. Hey, you, are you thinking about joining our chapter? Or do you want a t-shirt? Or are you going up on the roof? Are you going to kill Charlie? Because if you are, listen, we're all in on it. Let's do this. Erica, his wife, she's in on it. Andrew Colvett, he's fucking in on it. See that guy right there? That's Terrell Farnsworth. Right after you shoot Charlie, he's actually going to quickly and very calmly walk around the corner and get up on the wall so he can get a perfect cell phone shot of them carrying Charlie's body to the SUV. Just so we're all on the same page, because these are all people who are down with killing Charlie. Okay. Mikey McCoy, see that? He's his mentor. Charlie's his mentor. He's going to just stone face walk away like he's seen 1,000 people get shot to death before. And then he's not going to cry the next day when he's on. I mean, it's fine. We're all down. None of us have emotions. None of us have a soul. We just want to see Charlie dead so that Israel could take over America. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry, the amphitheater is what I previously referred it to.
All right. So he goes up on campus, visits the amphitheater area, the courtyard or quad.
Correct.
And then what do we see here now?
He returns on foot back to the same vehicle.
And what time is he returning back to the vehicle?
It's about 9:25 a.m.
There you go, guys. Hey, there it is, guys. Candace Owens' entire theory has been debunked by the 90-second clip that Ben Shapiro just showed. Headshot. She's done. Thanks, Ben. Now we know that all of her investigation has been bunked because a video version of photographs that we've been looking at for 10 months verify that video does in fact exist. Only new information we got, though, is that he interacted with the TPUSA team, which we did not know. So does that make the evidence better or worse? More likely to indicate a conspiracy or less? I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me, more or less. You know what I mean? Google user, thank you very much. Harvard asked Ben to return his degree and fix his fucking eyebrows. Oh man, that's funny, dude. His eyebrows are that's a look where someone thinks that looks good for sure. Geedy said 1972, thank you very much. Please put me and Ben into hand-to-hand combat. I'm 54. No, I could drop him. Nah, I'm never impressed by the guy who is all bark, but no bite. Rock on, Jesse. Listen, I am all I don't know. What do you call a person who loses fights on purpose to people like Ben and Kyle Kalinske because they think it's so funny and they want to watch the video back of them losing a fight to these guys because that is like the funniest thing I could like imagine. Stop it, Ben. Wow. With Kyle, like my imaginary fight that I lose to Kyle is I am going to really like play up like he's really hurting me the whole time. Kyle, gee, Kyle. Just so that I can look up at his face and see and like witness him in the moment where he thinks he's winning the fight. Like I want to see him so fired up and like jacked up. And like he did it. He did it. He beat the shit out of Jesse on fire. I'll be like, God, fuck. Kyle. I'll be trying to be totally broken afterwards just so I can that only so that I want to look at his wife. I want to see Crystal's face when she thinks Kyle just beat me up and broke me in front of the world. Like, that is the funniest thing. I can't, like, that'd be the funniest fucking thing ever, dude. She's like, let's get out of here, Kyle. You must be tired after that ass kicking you just put on that piece of shit. He earned it. With Ben, I just want to tell him, like, he's got a really, really promising future in whatever combative that we competed in. It's like, fuck, man. Listen, I know you're good at these debates and, you know, the propaganda thing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not too late for you. You could compete in a world, like you can win a world championship as a 40 whatever year old at blue belt. All you got to do is get your blue belt. You can do it. You have that much talent. Come on. No, really, dude. Really. I've got 60 pounds of muscle on you. You fucking manhandled me, man. Really impressive.
By the way, Tyler Robinson and the video and footage of him were identified also by his parents as being Tyler Robinson. Don't worry. Candace has a theory.
Oh, what is it? Oh, he was identified by his parents? Just like they identified him because they identified the World War II Mauser that we thus now have seen. Hold on. Let's take a look at that World War II Mauser that we were told about, which is definitely a World War II Mauser. Hold on. Because, I mean, I don't know. It was super unique gun, we were told. Let's see. Tyler Robinson rifle. This came out, right? And so if I was going to picture a World War II Mauser that's very unique and clearly identifiable from the photographs, this is exactly what I had in mind. Oh, this was from World War II? Yeah. It's from World War II. Oh, what about this does not look like this? Let's see, like Ruger American 3006. Most widely owned. Okay, most widely owned 30-06 on planet Earth, as far as I understand it, is a Ruger American. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, right? Like if I was going to look at a $400 Ruger American that literally every person in the history of rifles has, and then I was going to compare it to this World War II Mauser. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd be able to pick that out just from the pictures. I mean, I want to say that I know guns well enough to be able to say, like, I mean, come on, guys. This is obviously a Ruger American, and this is obviously a World War II Mauser. Come on, right? But Ben, he knew all that, dude. Like he already knew all of this, right? He's overly prepared for this debate because he knows so much about this case.
She has a theory. Perhaps it came to her in a dream, perhaps. In a dream, perhaps. Her magical connections with the great beyond informed her of this stellar theory. Quote, the person walking in the video they are presenting is very clearly a tall person, well above 6 feet. No way that is a 5'10" or 5'11" person. How tall is Lance Twiggs?
Hey, Candace, you listen, I am your fucking Huckleberry on the Lance Twiggs did it. Like that, we find alignment all day on that one. Because if the defense does not run that defense for this case, you just have to go, so what are you going to go with instead? They're like, well, we want to dig in super deep on the exact percentages and how accurate DNA evidence actually is to show that, you know, even though there's a Tyler Robinson DNA match. It's actually only like 1 in 350,000, you know? So we're going to go that way. Oh, really? That's what you're going to do, huh? So what you said is bore the jury to death. And then after you've bored them so much that they want to convict your client because they're upset at you, tell them that they should understand whatever point you were making versus, hey, see that guy over there? See that guy? What's culturally, where do you guys stand on, like, you know, are you guys conservative or, you know, whatever? They're all, we're LDS. You're all, what's the general consensus inside the church on people, you know, dressing up like girls and having sex with men? They're like, I would say it's not necessarily the most, I don't know. You know, I don't want to say anything nasty. We're LDS. We're nice. But, you know, it's like, well, that's what he was doing. And also he left the church after, I believe, attacking his family with a knife. So I guess I would just have to ask, do you believe what he's saying now? Or do you think that maybe he would have done it? Like, so you've established you can't trust him. So now anything that he says is maybe bullshit, reasonable doubt. And then you could just go down the line of all of the evidence and say, how much of this is touched by that kid? All of it? Okay, case over. But don't worry, dude, because you went to law school and I didn't. So your way is probably better, you know? And obviously I'm talking to the incompetent defense team. Candace is on my team. This is, I mean, the Lance Twiggs angle, that's the move. Again, and I just want to make perfectly clear, if Tyler Robinson or Lance Twiggs actually killed Charlie, which I don't think they did, I would just as soon see them buried underneath the jail alive versus get convicted of it, because they should face the worst justice ever. But again, I think that Charlie's alive. I'm sorry. But if he's not, I still think that Lance almost certainly is much more likely than Tyler to have done this. You lose to Kyle all day, 100%. Absolutely, for sure. It would depend on how stoked he was on beating me up, though. Like, it's like, you know, like if he's like a little too full of himself, you know, like a little too full of himself afterwards, I might be like, let's run it back. What, you want some more? Let's just run it back one time. Like, one more round, dude. You know, one more round. Hey, are you sure you can even stand up for one more round, MAGA guy? Huh? You sure you want more, MAGA guy? And they'd be like, oh, I'm pretty fucking sure now. Pretty sure now. I thought this was going to be more funny than I thought letting you beat me up was going to be funny. Now I think I'm going to fold your leg in half with a leg kick and then I'm going to strangle you. I think, you know, depends. Maybe if you back off the smugness, I might change my mind. If the 223 on the roof to Charlie's left, that's where the shot came from. If there were other snipers, why don't they see Tyler Robinson? So that's an excellent question. And I'm actually going to take my sunglasses off for that. So if there's sniper on his left and he gets shot here, definitely that, you know, assuming that he was shot, that would line up. The other thing to think about too is, if some people remember, and I could dig this up, there's a video that I put out a long time ago where there's somebody who's coming off one of the roofs and it's walking by this camera on campus, like, I don't know, call it 45 minutes after or whatever. And he hides his face, but it looks very much like Lance. Jesse, are you saying Lance was both the guy in the maroon and he's also the guy in the black and he's also this guy who's coming off whatever? Like, can everybody be Lance? Well, I don't think that any of this is real at first glance, but I don't know. Maybe one of them is Lance. Maybe all of them are not. I don't know. But if that building that in the video I'm referencing is where they found the round, that would be notable. You know what I mean? I'll go look. But if there were other snipers, how come they didn't see Tyler Robinson? I don't think that anybody's saying there were other like, if you're talking about like law enforcement, I assume that they're saying that they came afterwards, because there were no other snipers on the roof, obviously, like when the shot was taken, because, you know, you only have counter snipers in Butler who, for some reason, they were able to canoe, you know, whatever's name is head whenever they wanted to. But somehow the guy took 8 shots before they were able to, you know, squeeze off their return round and kill the only person who could verify that, you know, maybe he wasn't necessarily acting alone, you know? Just search your email and username. Okay. I could. Let me see. Search your email for my username. and say, "Oh, I saw it, dude. I saw it," and I laughed. But the only thing is, you know, he looks a little bit too classy in that picture. He made an AI picture of Tyler Robinson in a pirate outfit, a gay one, which was funny. Thank you for the super chat, my dude. Illuminati Tommy, thank you very much, good sir. Jesse, you, Kelly, and the skinny guy all said it was compressed air to fake. Oh, no. I never said that for sure. They've been saying that. I don't claim to know for sure what anything is. Why then remove all that soil just to make Trump admin and TPUSA look guilty? For what purpose? Come on, you're not stupid. Must be on the roster. What? Hold on. Connect these thoughts for me. They said it was compressed air to fake CK's death. Okay. And then why then remove all that soil? Okay, well, they never said it was only compressed air to fake the death. Everybody knows there was a shitload of blood that came out. You know, the hypothesis of fake death is that it's fake blood, like a bunch of fake blood. It came out. That's what that hypothesis. It's a squib. Like the hypothesis there is it's a hose connected to compressed air, which is going to make pushes the fake blood out. That's from, and I didn't pull that out of the air, pulled that out of that instructional video that recreated it 4 years before it happened, but showed how it did. It looked exactly like what was, seen on campus. You can see that in my series on my playlist, Manufactured Martyr. In episode 2, we showed that, which is 18 plus, because I knew there was no way I was going to be able to kind of demonstrate how they would have done it without it getting 18 plus. So I just accepted it. I was like, fuck it. So there's blood, all that stuff in that episode, the second episode. But so if that's what it was, then they would pull all the soil out to get rid of the evidence. So anyone would find and be like, this is not real blood. And then they would get on the trail of uncovering what they did. Or if it's not that, then maybe they dug it up because there's a fucking exploding residue from an exploding microphone. I don't know. All I know is that the shirt goes first. And what I think it's fake. So my answer is to get rid of all of the evidence that there was a fake blood pack that had been, used there. But if it's exploding microphone, same answer, to get rid of evidence of the explosive or whatever. So those would be the answers. So I don't understand, just to make the Trump administration and TPSA look guilty. Like what? It's real. I'm seriously asking, what, you couldn't back into that? That of course, if they're digging it up, the implication from everybody is that they would only dig up the soil if they are trying to get rid of something that they don't want anyone to investigate and find. You know what I mean? I have a very bad feeling in my stomach about the trial. I have a very good feeling about the trial because it's going to be so much content to do, and I'm going to be able to make so many jokes. But I don't know. Listen, if I was to kind of try to communicate my level of confidence that I'm right in my theory, you should be able to see it in how flippant, sarcastic I am about this case. Because if he really was dead, I would never, ever, or if I thought he was, I can only communicate the way that I in the world I live in. If I believed he was actually dead, I would never talk about his wife and nothing like that. I would never talk about this as flippantly like this. A dead husband with young girls and a widowed wife is about the most serious fucking topic that exists in my world. So that should demonstrate how confident I am that I'm right. But again, doesn't mean I'm right. T-Fink, thank you very much. Good sir. You cracked me the F up, dude. My buddy won gold gloves back in the day. I know a fighter. When I see one, you real one respect. Now I just do jujitsu. However, my boy's kid won golden gloves. He won gold this morning. I don't know how old this kid is though. I think he's 10, 9 or 10. He's a peacock of a little kid too, dude. He's a champion now. I told him when he told me that he won, I told him he is now officially on a list of people who are allowed to date my daughters. Because I told him my daughters only date champions. So congratulations, 9-year-old. You are now greenlit to date my 8-year-old when you guys get older. Thank That's the real prize of winning Golden Gloves when you're 9. Erica, innocent has nothing to do, has nothing to worry about. A real one will love and respect any views and opinions. That's it, dude. That's it. As long as that's what I'm saying. As long as I know people are genuine and the reason that they have the opinion, then I don't care what it is, And that's why I'm not being super hard on Ben on this, is because I think Ben really does believe this. I think he really believes that Candace is fucking crazy but he's looking at it through very, very, very biased lenses, And also he's not very good at sniffing out conspiracies. He's a very smart dude, but even, take Israel out of the conversation where he's, obviously you already know what he's going to say as it relates to anything where they're in the conversation. But it's when it came to COVID and all that stuff, it was so fucking obvious what was going on. And he was still over there now listen, rah, 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 rah. And you're like, are you, dude, guy, this is not complicated, man. But you know what? Anyway, neither here nor there. Right. And there was hardly any blood. So non-lethal shape charge. What I'm saying is there are plenty of holes in the boat. Wait, so what you're saying is there's hardly any blood. So a non-lethal shape charge. A non-lethal shape charge. So you're saying he's alive, but then, right. But there's still fake, you don't need a lot of fake blood to have a massive pool of evidence that you just committed one of the largest global hoaxes of all time. And you definitely do not want to get caught for. So to the top leaders of the state, getting a quad redone is not a big deal, dude. That's not, I'm talking about in terms of getting the work done is not a big deal. I'm doing this for my new house right now. It's tear out the floors, dude, tear out the whatever. It's amazing. It's like watching, you have a I don't know, something full of liquid, and it's just oh, okay, cool. This is just my money, right? And then you just poke a hole in it and you just watch it every day. Just go. It's God, I hope Gabrielle really wanted that fucking thing. I really hope that was important to her, Jesus. So the house better be fucking nice when we move in. You know what I mean? Shut up and think. What's up, dude? If it isn't the guy who was sitting next to Mr. Jones this morning, dude, our whole fam is super stoked for you, dude. You're making it happen. Thank you very much, good sir. I was sitting next to him last night. Daniel Spiza, thoughts. Candace shared 2024 text message with Charlie as contact names and newer 25 texts. Said Charlie knew. Wait. Candace shared 24 text message with Charlie as contact name and newer 25 texts said Charlie knew. I mean, or he just got a new phone number, I have so many people's numbers that their number is new. Let me make sure that I'm not going to show, I'm not going to actually show their, yeah, hey, why do you think he needed a new number? These fucking online bully pricks. And then, I have so many people that are new just in neither here nor there. That doesn't, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I would just go look up his old, if I go to my text and just look up the other one, his old one. Oh, I deleted it. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. If you delete the phone number out of your phone, I wonder if that deletes the entire conversation out of your iCloud, whatever, who cares? But yeah, he probably just had a new phone would be my guess, but who knows? Lumina, I think Charlie Kirk's team called Ben's team on the trip to hospital while Charlie thrashed in the car swerve so that Ben could listen and talk shit. You froze me, dude. That froze my brain. Okay. So your theory is that Charlie gets hit with a non-lethal shape charge, which incapacitates him, which explains the lack of blood. They transport him to the car, at which point Charlie realizes they're taking me somewhere I can't move, and they're like about to like torture me or kill me or something like that. At which point they call Ben Shapiro, and Ben's like, meh, 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 meh. I told you to denounce Kansas. What? Kansas? I told you your friendship with Candace was going to be your downfall, Charlie. And Charlie's like, no, Ben, don't do this. It's happening. Cut off his fingers. And they got to work on him. I think that is what you're saying. And now I am actually going to change my opinion. That's what happened. I think that's what happened, probably. I like it, dude. Panthemus is a new YouTube member. Welcome. Derek Dean, thank you very much, good sir. Why was so much of redacted from Lance Twiggs' testimony? Excellent question. And simple answer is that the defense argued that seeing Lance Twiggs like tell a story where he's saying that Lance confessed to the murder would be a violation of Tyler's 14th Amendment right to a fair trial. It's like one part of this trial. This is just like a pretty simple and straightforward argument that I don't disagree with. But you know, I have to now like pretend that it's all real or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like that's what it is. They didn't want him to show it because it would violate his 14th Amendment right. Jesse, I'm the one that pointed that video of the sketchy guy in black that came off the other building. Hey, I appreciate that. That was a long time ago, dude. Thank you very much for the super chat and for that. Okay, let me get back to this.
Just genius level stuff. Genius level stuff. I mean, fellow conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones host Jesse on Fire, Jesse Merle, is now making the case that Charlie, believe it or not, is still alive and well, which must be breaking news to his wife and children.
I think this thing is a hoax. I don't believe that Charlie's dead. The standard pushback that I get has always been, so what, Charlie's just going to take himself and live like in the wilderness and he's never going to see his wife and kids? I'm like, what are you talking about? Charlie's a wealthy person. Charlie is in league with the most powerful people in the world. Charlie would be in a self-sustaining 25,000 square foot, doomsday home in Montana, and his family is there with him. They're homeschooling their kids. They're all there. They're interacting with all the top people all the time. Charlie's still running TV USA. That is exactly why Erica becomes the CEO, absolutely inexplicably for any other reason. How would she become the CEO immediately after? Before he even says it. So one of the reasons that I was very hesitant to come out of the gate with this theory is because I knew it was a level of complex that it was literally going to take me at a minimum 90 minute fully packed video. And that's with absolutely no fat on the bone to paint the picture to where someone can actually understand all of the pieces. So I thought that there was a high probability, even if I did that, the majority of people wouldn't even watch it. It ended up being much longer than that. Majority of people wouldn't watch it. And then they would just go, oh, Jesse says that Charlie's alive. At which point they would have the exact reaction I did when it was first brought to me, which was just to say that guy's a fucking idiot. And I also thought to myself, like, if I even try to explain it, people are going to just take small pieces of it. And any one part of it by itself is going to sound so fucking stupid that it's going to hurt my brain to even think about it. And that was a perfect example of me being exactly right, because that sounds so fucking stupid on its own that I actually can't even get mad at Ben Shapiro, because I know he's never looked at anything, any of this stuff. He thinks that what's going on in the trial right now is going well for the prosecution. That's how little he knows about the fucking case, dude. But I will give it to him that what I just said in a vacuum sounds so fucking dumb that it actually makes me he's about, you know what? Let him finish insulting me. Hang on.
You feel smarter? Because if so, that is just the oxygen leaving your brain. You are so stupid if you watch this.
Yeah, no, like that's exactly like I agree with him that like I now feel stupider having watched myself in that context. You know, it's one of those things where like I know that. Yeah, no, I didn't figure it out because I'm dumb. You know what I mean? But it sounds so fucking stupid that it actually hurts my head thinking about how stupid it looks. And, you know, I just feel like I should just lose that fight to him and then just move right along, you know? Anyway, so hang on. And now, Deanna Phillips, how are you? Bro, Tyler and Lance were groomed for this because they look like the same person to cause suspicion. The similarities, both DNA and stuff, they're operatives. CK is dead. No one can really go down for it. See, so the Tyler Robinson Lance thing is the one part of this that I never felt super confident about ever, where I was like, I don't know, I can't really reconcile that. But if I'm right, I know there's a lot of people from the LDS community that are involved in this thing. And I know exactly what the elevator pitch that Charlie gave to everyone to get everyone on board would have been. And I think that he's right. If I'm right about what he said, I think he's right. And I would have been on board in a heartbeat. But I still can't, like when we get like into super minute details of things that there's no way for me to know, I don't pretend to, here's what I know. And I know this is going to be really challenging for Ben Shapiro. He's all, did you just say he lives in a doomsday fucking place? I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know where the fuck he lives. I was saying that people, when they say, why would Charlie do this and never see his family again? I'm saying that's dumb. If he did this, he would live like on some doomsday compound that has like 25,000 square feet. He would not be in the woods by himself. That was what my point was. It's taken out of context as usual, but I can't fault him because he doesn't even know that Lance Twig's DNA being on all the evidence is bad for the case. You know what I mean? Separate topic, bro. Catch up with Baron's show. Turns out they did call Ben's team at that time. Oh no, Ben's about to talk about that in a second. Rogue Recipe, woo, thank you. Ben Shapiro is so much smarter than you, bro. Give it already. Listen, he probably fucking is. Just certainly not when it comes to people, like if you gave me and Ben a spread, like gave us a blank Excel spreadsheet and it was like, all right, guys, you have 1 hour, to do the best financial mapping that you can do with this 10K from fill in the blank company. Like you'd come back in an hour and I would be like reading the fucking pack of matches that I had in my pocket. And they're like, how you do on this Excel spreadsheet? I'm like, the what? And they're like, remember you were doing an Excel spreadsheet? Oh, no. Actually, I forgot. I was watching Ben work and just thinking to myself, fuck, man. This kid, didn't he graduate high school when he's like 16? That must have been weird going to college when you're like a little kid. And it's like, what are we supposed to be doing? They're like, oh, it's over. You lost. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I was never going to win anyway. So, but when it comes to like, looking at things that go, hey, is what you're seeing in terms of their behavior, is that lining up for you, Ben? Like you said, his widow, like, does this look like what you would expect from someone whose husband was just violently murdered? Like this is not giving you any pause, like nothing. What about him? That's his best friend. Does he seem like he's sad? No. Okay. Well, and then the majority of people, they're like, yeah, no, he doesn't seem sad. It's like, what's your conclusion? They're all evil. I'm like, evil. They killed him. It's like, have you ever gone through the experience of assuming the worst about people, and then when you meet them, it turns out they're like cool and normal? Well, yes. Right. Like every single time. I don't know about every time, like 98% of the time. Well, yeah. When you get to know them, they're usually pretty cool. Right. But you think in this case, this would be an exception because you've seen them on television. Like they're probably all evil, like evil enough to kill their best friend and husband. And that would explain the lack of emotion. Yes. This time I think that's that. And I'm like, I just feel like I understand people a little bit better. I'm looking at the same evidence as you guys. I just think they're not evil. I think you just don't know them. And I think he's alive. So It's either he's dead and they're evil, or they're not evil and he's alive. It's like, Aja, thank you for giving me a shout out. I have an elephant memory and love both your channels. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, dude. Mountain Studio just became a member. Thank you. Enjoy. Jess, you've been working hard on this. Ben is an ass over here. We are with you, bro. Thank you. And I appreciate that, Bridget. I do. And I appreciate it more when it's girls. Like of course, dude, my guys that ride with me, I love. But girls is more flattering because girls are like cats, It's like your dog, I'm talking like a dog, right? It's like your dog that loves you. You're like, I fucking love that dog, man. I love that dog. But a cat that loves you, dude, you're like, I would murder the world for that fucking cat. Because cats, you have to earn their love. It's kind of like that. I never in a million years would have ever thought that I would call myself a cat person. I was always I was a dog guy. I had a dog from when I got a dog. I got a pit bull right after I got out of college. He lived 14 years. But I was like a dog guy. I never in a million years would have ever gotten a cat. I thought of cat. I would say things like, the cat won't even notice that you're dead, dude. Like if a cat dies, it's not even going to notice that you're dead. That's really what I thought. My kids badgered me for so long that I finally gave in on a cat. And dude, I had that equation completely wrong. Like completely wrong. Dogs are just as cool as they always were. But cats are I'm a cat person because cats don't need shit from you, dude. Like they don't want you to take them on a walk. They don't want you to do whatever. As a matter of fact, they don't even want you necessarily to like hang out with them, which is why when they want to hang out with you, you're like, oh my God. And it's like, they'll jump up. They're like, oh my God, this cat fucking loves me, man. It's hard to explain. Cats are amazing, dude. But let's listen to Ben spit knowledge like a cat.
Seriously, you are making yourself dumber and you are making the world dumber. I don't know how else to put it, people. This is the great warning. You are being made stupider. But
either that, or I'm some kind of emotional, intelligent hyper genius that is so much smarter than you that the things that I say sound insane, and thus you think it's making you stupider, which is possible. I'm either insane and stupid or very, 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 very fucking smart.
Good news. Candace has another backup theory. Her backup theory. Wait for it. You're never going to believe this. You won't believe it. You're not. I know. It's unthinkable. Wait. It's the Jews. Or specifically, this Jew. It was me. I did it. Apparently.
This is kind of funny, though. I don't think Ben Shapiro probably killed Charlie. But who knows? She knows him better than I do.
According to Candace, because I said yesterday that my security was coordinating with Charlie's security. Why would that happen? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because my security team knew Charlie's security team because I do TPUSA events.
Double D69 with that picture. Hey guys, like I said, a super genius. I'm going to use my super genius powers and say, I don't think that the owner of this account is an actual female, and I don't think that's their real picture. I'm just saying, most girls probably don't name themselves Double D69 and then make that their picture. However, I do enjoy a good laugh. And so I will just say the following, okay? The show I got to go through it because I recorded it today, and I got to go through it and see how I'm going to structure it. Very interesting. Yeah, right. Get out of here, dude. There's no girl on earth that looks like that would name themselves Double D69. That's a dude that would do. That's a guy. Only a guy would name themselves Double D69. Carrie Wilbur, thank you for the super chat. Don't concede anything to a man that still won't acknowledge that 2020 was stolen. Hold fast to the research you've done on Charlie Kirk. Oh, no, dude, I'm not. I would never. Carrie, thank you very much. I think you're right. No, I'm right. Oh, I'm fucking right. Like, when I say who knows, it's because I'm saying I'm smart enough to know that it's not impossible that I'm wrong. But that's why I'm saying when I'm this flippant about something that tragic, if it really happened, that even tells me how confident I am, because I know absent that level of confidence, I would never be this flippant about it. But thank you. And it does. I appreciate that very much, because there's a lot. It It's not an easy position to take, especially like I got out front and just let people just fucking kick me straight in the teeth. I knew it was coming. And I also knew I wouldn't be able to defend myself, you know? Like that's the thing is like, I knew exactly how this was going to play out. Like exactly. I knew exactly how it was going to play out. I knew it was going to be just like this. I knew I wouldn't be able to defend myself because it's way too complicated of a position to explain. The only way that I'd be able to defend myself if challenged on it would be to ask questions to the person who was fucking with me that I knew they wouldn't know the answers to, in which case they would at least have to go, fuck, I didn't really know anything. And it's like, yeah, I know, you know, I'm not going to win defending my position. I can though show that they don't have answers to the questions that I'm trying to answer. So it's like, so you don't know shit either. Shut the fuck up, Ben Shapiro. In his case, he doesn't know anything. Like he literally doesn't know anything about this case. Nothing. Like nothing. You're like, so you're saying that you think a 30-06 shot through Charlie Kirk's neck? Well, yes, that's what happened. Okay. So how many times have you shot a 30-06 at like flesh and bone before? Like, do you know anyone who's actually taken every known 30-06 round and then tested it against a similar or more dense, target? Because you do know someone now, and you're fucking looking at him, dude. We did that, including frangible rounds from 1940, and they even blew through the target without any problem. Okay. That's called science. Do you need me to get a peer-reviewed paper on it? Because there's videos of us doing it. So like, let's just start right there. How do you explain that? How do you explain it? You can't? Okay, cool. Your wife's a doctor, right? Why don't you ask your wife to explain to you how Charlie could get shot in the neck and have that much blood explode out of his neck and then have absolutely no blood at all on the ground leading from where he was to the trunk to the SUV when he was not even on a stretcher. He's just getting carried with a gigantic open neck wound, supposedly. How is there no blood trail? Ask her if she's ever seen anything like that, in a trauma unit. Spoiler, she hasn't. What's your explanation, dude? How do you explain that? Well, there is an explanation. What is it? How do you explain the fact that the security guards, none of them pulled their guns? Well, I don't pretend to know security. Oh, neither do I. But I talked to all the tier 1 guys. They are the ones who told me it's absolutely fucking impossible. These guys didn't pull their guns if they didn't know. Also, did you see when they asked Brian Harpole whether or not Charlie had a pulse while he was in the car being transported? Did you see his reaction to that when Sean Ryan asked him that? And you watch Brian realize, oh, fuck, there's no scenario where I would not know the answer to this question. I'm just saying, dude, dude, what's your answer? I saw, what's up, dude? I saw a photo on Facebook where Ty held another rifle that had a blonde stock. The photo disappeared the next day. Really? I mean, I saw some pictures of Tyler. I saw that one that everybody's seen where he's sitting at on the ground, and he's got that 30 millimeter. I think it's like a 30 millimeter that he's pretending to shoot. But the same person who's my source on Lance Twig's family, who told me that Lance had attacked somebody with a knife, also told me that Lance grew up hunting on his family's, they have a compound, and he grew up hunting, and that he's a really, really good shot. I keep forgetting about that. Slightly important detail, by the way. Shotgun Yoda, what's up, dude? Dude, I'm all in on JOFCK theory, all in with JF. We need a shirt. I got to go I got some merch I'm picking up tomorrow that I'll show you guys. I haven't thought of a funny way to make a piece of merch that supports that theory. It's it has to be good. It has to be really good. It has to be really good. It has to be really good and funny. And I haven't put enough thought into what it will be, but I will think of something good. Mark just became a YouTube member. Welcome. Texted others regarding lapel microphone 92525. Wait. Oh, you did. You texted people about the mic 92525. I mean, listen, dude. Anyone who was looking hard at that footage and had an open mind to that maybe there was something wrong had to have been looking at that stuff early. I was not. It took me, like, I was way behind the curve on this shit. Way behind the curve. I remember doing a video about Stu Peters' take that it was the security team that had whacked out Charlie, and he was the first person that I heard reference the idea that it was, that it was, I don't remember if he specifically said the microphone, but like a device, and he referenced obviously the Hezbollah pager thing. And like, I remember doing the video, and I remember like I think that was the first time I'd ever seen Stu Peters. As a matter of fact, I know it was. And I remember thinking, I'm like, that guy comes off, he's really talented on camera, seems like a really smart guy. I don't agree that that's what happened here, but like, it's interesting enough that I'll do a video about it. And again, he, like, anybody who was on the exploding mic was closer to what was right than I was back then. Like, I was all in on leftists did it, but a big group of leftists, the guy cheering in the air, like, USA, USA. It's like, I mean, that guy doesn't look very afraid of getting shot, and if you listen close, he has an underling right next to him, because there's a second voice that's cheering USA. It's such a bizarre thing to do. And you can hear in the voice of the other person that they're doing it really loud. And I can hear in their voice that they're doing it in a way like a desperate underling looking for the approval of their person that they see as higher than them on their social hierarchy, and I'm like, so that means, I'm like, that's a person there with someone that looks like an organization to me. Then that guy came out and did those videos. By the way, I just said that out loud. Like, that was like totally normal. Oh, hey guys, I can hear when someone does a thing, their desperation for the approval of another person. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, I told you, dude. Like, this is how I interpret things with people. But, so between that, and then when he came on and he gave his stupid fucking, I arrived on site. They told some transphobic jokes. And then people were like, shut up, dude. You were cheering. You're in on it. And then he did the second video that was like, I'm a domestic terrorist for absolute sure. And then you had like 20 people that had texted foreknowledge, all leftists. Then you had the Snake Eyes thing. I still don't. Well, I think I know what to do with it. I think they built the op off of that movie, but, yeah, I mean, I was all like, these guys must be the FBI. Must be, they're pretending that they've got their guy, but in reality, they're setting up on the rest of these people to catch them dirty and put them in prison because, anyone on that had foreknowledge and didn't tell anyone should go to prison for for like 25 years minimum. Whoa. Thoughts on, is that true? Where'd that come from? Is that like, are you joking or not? I'm not even going to put that up in case it's not true, but, what time did you send that? At 11:12. Really? You're not serious, right? Just you're tuning out during the trial. I get it, but you're not catching all the details, which are actually good details. Cause, I've talked about the bald guy driving the car a bunch of times. I said that at least like 6 times in the last, 12 hours. Rigo is doing better than me. Thanks for asking. What are you talking about? Like MMA guru Rigo? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Okay. Hang on. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to read the regular chat. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I found it. I'm getting caught up real quick. Dude, I can't believe you remember that show. I remember that. The girl who was like the president of the aliens, she's still in tons of stuff. Yes, this. What's up with the sunglasses? If I wear the sunglasses, it means I'm going to make fun of people. Like I'm gonna make fun of everyone. Wait, hang on. Oh, Dustin. It might be. It might be Tyler. Seems very unlikely that the official story is accurate. You know, did I watch the Candace Owen and Sean Ryan podcast? I watched a lot of it. She had a lot of nervous laughs. I think she knows more than she's alluding to. Thoughts? So you're the second. I mean, people have been saying that to me a lot lately, actually. Like behind the scenes, a lot of people have been saying that to me. Not that they know that she is, but asking, you know, I'm talking like, you know, people in the world that I operate in and like creators that not that anyone is implying that she is, just they're like, do you think that she could, like, because candidly, I'll just tell you exactly what's going on behind the scenes. There's a lot more people who are like very close to on board with my theory than you would believe, like a lot. I'm not going to, you know, that I understand. Like I said, I understood the equation when I did it, and I would never put anyone's business in the street. Like if they want to talk about it, they can. I know everybody in this business, so I'm not outing anybody. Like all the creators that talk about this case, for the most part, like I don't talk to Candace, but pretty much everyone else I have a direct line to and talk to all the time. And there's like a lot of people who are entertaining it, or people who are like, you know, actually, well, no, yeah, that. But my point is that once they start to get there, that is an absolutely inevitable question that people ask, because they're like, do you think it's possible that she could be in on this thing with them? You know, it's like and my answer has always been the same. Candace is so fucking smart and so fucking talented that she's beyond my ability to sniff her out. You know, like if, normally I would say I'd like, you know, I would watch someone and be like, I think I can get him, but there's definitely a level of talent and intelligence that I can't penetrate, you know, and I wouldn't be able to tell. And she's well beyond that. If she wasn't on it, I wouldn't know, you know. I mean, I would like to think he's alive, and I would love to think that she's in on it too. And I would love to think there's a grand plan to take down the real bad guys and the demons. CK alive, not certain. However, if it's dry, go back to third base. WAP is real. If it's dry, go back to okay. Is that a lyric from the, you know, the WAP song? I'm not. Delani Trail X Facebook, been watching you obsessively. I'm female. I messaged you 3 months about some epi stuff. Really? About epi stuff? Well, now is the right time for that. Dude, I am very, 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 very not engaged with my Facebook because I try my best to like not be like super dialed into my phone, which I fail at all the time. And so I try to just at least like some platforms, just at least stay out of that. And Facebook, I'm terrible at. Like if I go to my requests on like Facebook or Instagram, it's unreal. Delaney Trail. I can't fucking read these. Delaney Trail. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. That'd be so funny if that was like one of those trick names and you just got me to like say it out loud 8 times. I'm like, Mike Cock. What? Trail. And well, it literally just populated it. There we go. Okay, there you go. I just followed you back. So now I'll get your messages. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll get them now. I do check my X. I check my X messages. I don't check Instagram messages almost never. Facebook almost never. If not, I don't think I actually have ever checked my Facebook messages, but my X I do check. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, and then follow up stage reality, Palm Beach Pete, Maccabi Medals. I don't know what that means. The Maccabi Medals thing. All I know is that if Palm Beach Pete wins his 2028 campaign to become mayor of Palm Beach, I swear to God, I will be like, I can't explain why, but that is funnier than Kyle Kalinske beating me up and like parading, like having like Crystal parade him around the stadium on her shoulders. Like it would just, it's like, I can't explain why. It's like one of those things where I know I should not be like, I shouldn't be this entertained by it, but I am. I think honest to God, I think a lot of it has to do with the Charlie Kirk thing, you know, because like, it's like I'm looking right at this thing and I see what it, like the Charlie Kirk thing, and everybody's like, you're such a fucking idiot, dude. You are fucking crazy. You're stupid. You're crazy. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's ridiculous. You are getting dumber by the minute. And like my soul's response to that is like, hey, see Palm Beach Pete, you guys? You see him? Hey, he's running for mayor of Palm Beach. And like, if he wins, that is like, that's like my revenge. It's like, yes. Hey, dude, look at, you guys see the new mayor of Palm Beach? Hilarious, huh? You guys think that's funny? They're like, I don't get why is this funny. It's like, oh, I see why it's funny. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's the best thing ever. Anyway, I need a psychiatrist. Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk wouldn't put innocent people in harm's way. 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I don't think that there's any scenario where that would ever, Charlie would never put someone innocent in harm's way, which is why I've said that, like, if the only two options for Tyler, if I'm right, are A, in on it, you know, through the LDS, you know, church or whatever, or who knows, like some kind of leadership in LDS, either in on it or they picked him because he is the opposite of innocent, you know. Downloading things so horrific that there's no fate that's dark enough for them. I feel like sometimes people don't even, like, literally, like, cannot even wrap their brain around how evil people can be, you know. And if you really want to know the answer to that question, go look up the story about the gay couple in Georgia that got sentenced to 100 years. And they're the gay couple in Georgia that adopted the two kids from the church. And just go read that fucking story. And just tell me what you think. Tell me what it does for you. Because I'll tell you what it did for my family. Because it's funny, is the one time, like, where, what's a good word for, I think it's late enough I can just say this word. So, like, when Gabrielle and I covered it, Gabrielle wanted to, like, she's like, she wanted to torture them and then bury them alive. And for me, that story, they're so evil that I don't want that, dude. Like, I literally wanted to stand them above a trash dump and just put a hot one in their heads, and their corpse is just in the trash can. And that's the end of it. They're so disgusting that they're not even deserving of the effort that it would take to put them through that. Like, I just want them gone, dude. Like, I don't want a thing like that to exist in the same reality that I live in. So it's like, if you find people like that and you're like, hey, we need a fucking patsy. It's like, there you go, dude. Let that fuckhead go to prison forever or get the death penalty, you know? Buff Like Jesus. I love that name. And thank you very much for that. Very generous. Appreciate you, dude. Thoughts on musical and guru protecting EBT. Admitted being I don't even know who EBT is. I literally have no idea who that is. EBT. I'm out. Like, listen, I watch every single fight, no matter what. Like, to try to put into words how excited I am to watch Conor fight on Saturday is not possible. I'm not very optimistic about how the fight's going to go. Oh shit. That reminds me. I have a very important thing that I forgot to look at, and I have to look at this while I remember, because if I don't remember, then I won't remember. Where the fuck did that go, dude? Boom. Okay, I found it. Hang on. Okay. Okay, that wasn't as important as I thought. There you go. If that was you that I just responded to, then thank you. Yeah, I literally know nothing about that situation. What I do know is that in the community, that's like the standard rock that people throw at each other, where I'm like, is there like proof of that though? Like, especially given that like the number one target in that community is like Pat Barry, who's my friend. And I know for a 100% fact that entire story is a complete lie, But anyway, Karen Palermo, thank you very much. I love you, man. I'm at work and just went to lunch. Lunch? Where are you located? What is Ben doing to you? These damn dragons, they give dragons a bad name. Liars. No, listen. Ben is just a person who is not paying attention to this case. And also, even if he did, his brain would like not allow him to, wouldn't allow him to like take in something that would challenge an official narrative, because he's just not built like that. Double, dude, what the double fucking D. Anything is in your brain or in your banner right now. I'm going to send to X some crazy shit like nobody's talking about. Researching for 8 months. Ain't got a job. Now boredom oh, believe me, dude. I remember what that was like. I did not handle unemployment well at all. Like the worst year or the worst 10 months of my life, without a shred of doubt, was April 2017 to like February 2018. Hell on earth. And I remember what that felt like. Power tools, dude. Like the worst emotional trigger for me was fucking power tools, because that meant it was during the week and there were gardeners who were out working and I had nothing to work on, and I was just in my house listening to people work, and it just would like break my brain completely. Anyway, oh yeah. I'll go back to that in a second. Let me get caught up here on these. Wait, has anyone noticed that TR goes into the interrogation room wearing a maroon shirt? I did notice that, Long Shadow. And what's hilarious about that is that appears to be like them trying to like convince us, that like something, it's real. Like, look, he's wearing the same shirt. And you're like, isn't that like 2 days later? I don't get it. Like, does he not? He only wears maroon. It's super weird. I already saw that one. Oh, I'm way back. Ben might be smart, but he's dumb. No concept of WAP. So either he hits for the Rainbow Squad or he's not doing the deed right at all, like ever. I mean, listen, dude. I am not speaking about him specifically right now at all, because again, now look at again, the fact that I would not talk about this kind of thing with him specifically because it's way too disrespectful should illustrate my confidence on the other topic. But here's all I would say about that is there's something like awesome about the fact that in Utah, in the LDS church, when they say that like they wait until marriage, they fucking mean it, dude. And they really do. And it's not like, what's the right way to put this? Is like, that's like a thing that people in certain, communities like in kind of outside of Utah are like, oh, yeah, they're saving it for marriage, whatever. But it's like, it's an anomaly kind of in regular American society where it is like, that is a thing that is completely real. And that is what they do. That's a lot of them get married really young. But I think I think that is a massive positive. Like, I think that is this enormous positive, and not because of any kind of like weird, like possessive sex shit at all. But because I think that there is a biological component of that to where I think that if two people have only ever done that with each other, I think that the ceiling of how strong their connection can be is higher than people who have kind of broken the seal with other people. Now, the downside, though, is nothing to compare it to. So, not sure if you're necessarily doing a super good job or if your partner's doing a super good job. So, like, but if you're going through life, neither of you really knows. It is what it is, then it is what it is. I would say the positives outweigh the negatives. If you live in a community where that's normal, I think there's huge downsides to it. If you live in a society where not everybody does that, and you just walk around kind of, I don't know, exposed to a lot of, like landmines. Akash. What? Akash Singh. Who's Akash Singh? You know who Akash Singh is, dude. Okay, now. Oh, wait, here we go. Jason, thank you very much, dude. What if TPUSA and CK's what if TPUSA and CK and the feds are trying to take down the Utah, Philadelphia LDS government? Save Philadelphia for last, working theory, Charlie's. No, only because you wouldn't sacrifice Charlie for an organization of like that. Like, I'm not saying, LDS has, first of all, to be clear, I don't know anything about the LDS government in like Philly. I mean, in Utah, like there's no like LDS government. It's like, that is the state of Utah is overwhelmingly LDS. Like, that's just a fact. When we lived in West Jordan for a year, it is, you're talking very high percentage. Like, it's not exaggerated. The good thing about that, though, is LDS people are awesome. Like, genuinely extremely kind people who have like family values that you would aspire to no matter where you're from. They take so much shit because the way that the doctrine is explained publicly by people who are not members of the church anymore, and obviously the origin story, like, I'm not not trying to be disrespectful, but like, obviously told from outside of that community, people can make it sound the way that they want to make it sound. But inside of the community, like the way that it manifests into their life, it's like every family that we hung out with, I was like, man, that's great. Their kids play instruments. This one plays sports. This one doesn't. The one thing that I do think is very valuable long-term, but is like, is the mission. Like, where the boys, they turn 18 and they're gone for 2 years and they all do it. Like, gone, they'll go to Brazil, they go to wherever, they don't get to choose. I think they get to request where they might be able to go, but they don't choose. And I don't know, like there's two sides. As a parent, like 2 years, dude. Cause that's right when your kid has, like, you're coming off of when your kid has been living in your home their entire life. And then out of nowhere, they're just gone for 2 years and you don't get to talk to them very much. You certainly never get to see them. And man, the thought of not seeing Giselle for 2 years is horrifying to me. Like, I can't. Gabrielle would die. Like, Gabrielle would fucking die. She would die if she. But the good thing is they go on their mission, and as I understand it, they spend that time spreading the word. And what's a harder cold call than trying to sell someone your religion, because there's not one. So them people, when LDS people come back from their mission and then they go into work, first of all, they don't do drugs, they don't drink. Okay. And they've never the ones I know, they like live by it. There's not, that's another thing I have a lot of respect for culturally with them is they live what they say that they do. So they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't, they don't have vices. And they spent the first 2 years of their professional life getting their teeth kicked in, trying to sell the absolute hardest thing to possibly sell to anyone. So they're hustlers, grinders, and they get shit done. Like I said, I have an overwhelming amount of respect for that culture over there, if that's not clear. But my understanding of it, though, is another reason why I feel confident that there could be a lot of people involved in the CK thing, and it still makes sense because of how tight that community is. So, and I know that obviously there's TPUSA has super, super heavy ties into that group. And, yeah, dude, I don't know. Speaking of this just from a pure, film critic perspective. If anybody has not seen the movie Heretic, dude, that movie is fire. Nuclear fire. That movie is so good. I always forget to recommend that movie to people for some reason. Like, people are like, what movie should I watch? And I never remember Heretic. Mama's Ash, thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, right. Come on. This is the day of we're all totally real. If this is your real picture, congratulations to your husband and yourself. Thank you very much. Okay. Aloha from Hawaii. If someone could only, so you're rooting for Max on Saturday, I would assume then. If someone could only watch one video, which of the CK manufactured martyr vids would you recommend? Oof. Oh man. Okay. I'll explain to you why that's a hard question to answer. Okay. So it depends on how you evaluate things, because when I did the series, I did the first episode, which was I'm setting the stage just to be like, what if what they were doing here is a hoax, and here's why, and here's what you were looking at, and that all of these people were involved, and look at their behavior here, and wouldn't the explanation that this is not real explain all of these weird behaviors much better? That's episode 1. My intention with episode 2 was to continue that same thing. But after episode 1, I talked to Nate, Valhalla, and I was like, you watched it? He's like, yeah. He's like, but he's like, if you can't tell me how I watched his neck do what it did, then all of this stuff, there's no question to be answered if you haven't addressed what I saw on the day of. And I'm like, okay. And so I made a decision to switch the order, and I did episode 2, which is exactly that. Episode 2 is here is how they create these effects. Here's the tutorial on creating neck blood effects and exactly how they do it. And then here's Charlie that day. See over here, this guy has a hose line that's going up his back, and then it goes into the whatever. And then it's here are these images of Charlie from that day. Look at his back. You can see that thing right there. You can see this thing right here. See this thing right here. And it goes through all of the day of. So episode 2 is all of the stuff from the day of, probably episode 2. And you just have to take for granted that in episode 1, I'm going to justify why they did it. In episode 3, I continue that. And in episode 4, for some reason, episode 4, I literally just threw together. And I thought I was being lazy, honestly, because I was like, I put in more production work into those episodes than any other thing that I've ever done. And in episode 4, I kind of was doing it the way that I normally do it. And I was like, man, this is really, really lazy. But that is the episode where people started blowing me up, where they were like, holy fuck, dude. Wow, for some reason. So I don't know. If I was going to start with one, it would probably be episode 2. But if I mean, honestly, if you're actually interested in figuring out what happened, just start at 1 and just go. Cause like, believe me, you're going to be like, I'm right. Like, trust me, I'm right. And if you watch them, you'll be convinced. If you fancy yourself like an empathetic person that can look at people who are in very, very powerful positions and understand that they are not different than you and that their decisions they're not aliens. They're just like you. They just happen to be in that situation right there. Like if you could think empathetically like that, and then you look at all of these things and you start lining them back up, and then you recognize that this is something that people do. Like this is something that's happened before. This is something that's been done before. And then you get back into their incentives, and then you look at all of it through that lens and you revisit all of the anomalies that have happened, throughout this case. Like, believe me, I'm fucking right. Like, believe me, like I'm right. But maybe not, it's not 100%, but I feel very confident about it. I will be very, very curious to hear what you think. God, if I was single doing this business, I'd be like, hey, why don't you tell me, geez, Louise, Mama Ash, tell me exactly what you think of this thing after this. I'm just kidding. It's a joke, you guys. It's a fucking joke. I'm married to my dream girl. Speaking of which, let's see if she's asleep. Gabrielle is so bad at sleeping, man. I feel terrible for her. Because I have the exact opposite problem. Like I was the kid growing up who always got chiefed at parties because I was fucking asleep first. Always, dude. I always fell asleep first, and my friends would chief the shit out of me. Gabrielle was the one who's like never fall asleep ever. And can't. Aloha, do you guys surf? Like, are you guys like, do you guys surf or fight? Those are the two, like, everybody I know in Hawaii either surfs or fights or both, and I'm super jelly. I know more about big wave surfing than any other person who has never surfed. Well, I've surfed twice. Radine Raw, how are you? Thank you very much. Love your content. And Gabby, completely tracking with your theory on CK. Thank you very much. Gabrielle and I are going to be like, because of the trial, I was just telling her, I'm like, we've been slacking, dude. We got to do, like, we're going to do a shitload of content tomorrow. Oh, dude, that's so funny that you say that. Because she tried trazodone. Is that the same stuff? Trazodone. And at first she was like, oh my God, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. The thing about those sleep aids though, like those kinds of things is, in my experience, if you pay, like, I don't need them obviously, but like if you pay attention to people after a little while, usually whatever the side effect of a sleep aid is going to be will become very obvious. And like for me, I mean, I haven't taken Ambien in probably, I don't know, 18 years or something like that. But before I realized that like Ambien had the effect that it did, there were times that I would take it and like, for some reason, Ambien the following day, like I would think I slept great, but I would be a thermonuclear bomb of anger. Oh, like for no reason. Like no reason, like things that wouldn't even annoy me. I would get so mad. And then even once I recognized it, I'm like, wait a minute, this only happens when I've taken that Ambien. It's like super bizarre. And I never took it ever again. But like, yeah. Oh, dude, listen, anybody who has taken Ambien, like knows, everybody's got I didn't fall asleep on Ambien story. I have one, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. The irony. What do you think about the 410-foot distance of the shooting? That's over. No, it's. Are you talking about the Tyler Robinson? It's 140, not 410. Oh, wait, foot. Okay, I apologize, boss lady. I'm gonna educate you on this real quick. So it's 140 yards, which correct is probably around 410 feet. But that's not 4 football fields, because a football field is measured in yards. So the yards it's 140 yards. It's about it's about 1.5 football fields, and 140 yards is not a challenging shot to hit something with no distractions in a simple environment where you're not going to be disturbed, where you can kind of set up and then like 140 is fucking easy. However, you introduce a bunch of other factors, like the fact that if someone sees you, they could either kill you or you're going to get arrested and sent to jail, or plus a million people walking around and the nerves of that situation. You never committed a murder before and all that. And all of a sudden 140 yards starts looking a lot further. When we did the test, at Heavy Duty Country's Ranch, which by the way, we're going to do again next week with the new information. Now that we got 223, dude, we got a 223 on another roof. We got to do another test. When we did it, it's like, once you're up there and you're looking down at 140, it's like, man, like in that situation, that's a tough shot, dude. Given that situation, if you're, I mean, obviously if you're like a tier 1 sniper or something, because like I can shoot, and Dan can fucking shoot. Both of us can shoot real good, but we shoot like, I mean, like we're like real good civilian shooters, not like, like there's a whole other class of shooters that are where I'm not comparing myself to at all. But as far as just like hobby guy who has shot guns a lot, like I can fucking shoot. And I'm looking down at this and it's like, damn, man, that's not an easy shot, man. That is not an easy shot. And they said that he did it in 15 seconds in the trial. They said the entire time from when he got into the prone position and then got into position, aimed, took the shot was between 15 and 30 seconds, which is fucking crazy fast. So you surf every day in Hawaii? That's dope, dude. The story I was referencing about Ambien and then staying awake. So it would have been maybe 3 years after I graduated college. I was studying for the real estate exam. And so I was studying for it all day, and I took Adderall to try to make my brain learn, right? Which did not work very well, but it definitely worked very well in making it to where I definitely could not sleep. And so I had been up studying all day, and I knew, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to fall asleep. So Gabrielle was at a training for her for her job. And I called her. I was like, where are those? I'm like, where are those Ambiens? I have to whisper. I just heard my kids are wandering around outside. I don't want them to hear this story. So we're going to do it like this. What are you doing? Anyway, so I called Gabrielle. I'm like, hey, where are your Ambiens? She told me where they were. So I took one, and then I could tell it wasn't going to work. So I took another one. Super good idea. This is the kind of thing you do when you're in your 20s. So it was a Saturday, and all I remember is that I was in complete Ambien la la land. If you've never taken Ambien and stayed awake, it is an extraordinarily powerful shift. It's very strong. So I get a phone call from one of my friends, and they're like, I lived with my best friend at the time. His name's Mike. And he and I lived together for 7 years. We lived together for 4 years of college. 4 years of college. And then 2.5 years after college. He's like my best friend. And he had been downtown, and I didn't go because I was studying for the real estate exam. And my other buddy was like, dude, Mike just got a DUI. And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, we weren't even doing anything. He's like, we literally, what actually was going on, they were wasted, and it was freezing cold in PB. And so they called my other buddy's fiance. And while they were waiting, they got into Mike's car and then turned on the music and turned on the heater. He literally really was not driving. He just was sitting in there because of the heater. And the cops rolled up on him. He had the keys in the ignition, and they fucking rolled him up, and he got a DUI. So my friend Aaron, who is actually the brother of, she won't care. It's Mike McDaniel's wife's brother. That's why I'm super good friends with Mike McDaniels, because he's married to one of my best friend's little sister. So he was so fucked up that and he called me and told me. So your best friend is in jail, right? Okay. So what are you going to do? Right? It's like, hey, your best friend got arrested. What are you going to do? You're like, okay, well, I guess I'll bail him out, right? Okay, well, so what's that process look like? You guys, I'm sure lots of you guys have probably dealt with that, right? Probably call the facility, where do they take him? What are they doing? When can I come, post bail, go get him, whatever? No. Because I didn't need to know any of that, right? Because I was on 2 Ambien and still awake somehow. And so I knew exactly what needed to happen, which is I needed to take my car and drive over to Aaron's house, which was 20 minutes away. Wait, what? I needed to drive my car to Aaron's house, who's the guy who had been with Mike when Mike got arrested. What exactly would that accomplish? No idea. But it was that important that I did it, that I just went to do it. So important, in fact, that I couldn't even answer Gabrielle what was happening. I just kept telling her that there were a bunch of people in my car. So she called me. I'm driving. Like, there's no one who in the like, this is the last thing on earth you should do if you're in that state is drive. Like, I should have never, but I was so out of it. I'm not like, I have no DUIs, nothing like that. But I was so out of my mind that I was just Gabrielle's on the phone with me. She's like, you need to pull the fucking car over. And I was like, no, I'm good. And I started telling her that I'm like, this guy's with me. He's good. She's like, who's with you? I was like, whatever. There was no one with me. I, in my brain, thought there was a bunch of people in my car with me. There weren't. By some fucking miracle, I ended up getting all the way to Aaron's house, at which point I went to go park my car, and I parked, and I talked to Aaron and his fiance, accomplished nothing, and then got in my car and then drove home. What I did not realize is that I had in my mind, had a totally flawless driving experience. I'd driven there, parked fine, left, came back. And it turned out what I had done was the only place where I could check how my driving was in front of Aaron's house. And I found out the next day I had actually crashed into a parked car right in front of his house and then left my car parked while still in contact with the other car. And I looked at the back of this guy's car, was all fucked up. And I was like, oh my God. And I never took Ambien ever again. So, sorry to interrupt. Can you read my chat? Yes. Don't want to type it the 5th time. Love the channel. Wait, did you super chat it and I missed it? I apologize. Or is it just above? Please get Bush. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Jeez. Also a pretty decent civilian shooter. Ain't no way I'm making the shot in 15 to 30 seconds. TR was a shooter. TR as a shooter fallacy. I mean, you could do it. If you're a good shooter, it's possible. It's more about the amount of time that it took to get into that position prone. It's like, get prone, get in position 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. It's possible, but it's fast. You know what I mean? Tanner Schwang, I don't know where you said this though. Why did, there's a lot of chats. I'm going to look. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I'm going to give this the old college try, but if I don't see it soon, you're going to have to super chat it to make sure that I see it. Do a $1.99 one. It's just to make sure that I see it. Yep, I am drawing a blank. Yep, I don't see it. If you trolled me with the super chat, success. You did it. Okay, now 140 yards is cake with a 30-6. No, yeah. I mean, dude, 140 yards is cake with a 22. It's just a matter of in that environment, that much pressure, a person who's a civilian like Tyler Robinson, it's not easy. It's not like an easy shot. You know what I mean? M. Dima, thank you very much. Just started watching you. So true about everything making a sense. Applying to CK Live's theory. Also, Ben is so emotionally and socially unintelligent. It's not even funny. All he does is call people stupid. I mean, it's true that but he actually is smart. He's just there's different kinds of intelligence, right? Look at me. Look at me. If anyone just looks at me and I'm like, I'm a genius, they're like, oh yeah, guy. Oh, you're a genius. Hey, show us that hand tattoo again and your mirrored sunglasses. Fucking Albert Einstein. Shut the fuck up, dude. And with Ben Shapiro, he's like, I'm super smart. I'm like, I agree. You are super smart. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you go over into that, just go that door right there on the side of the building. Can you go in there and just grab my bag for me real quick? Why can't you get it? Just, it'll take you 2 seconds, man. Just go in there and grab it. He's like, all right, I'll do it. robbed, where I'm like, fuck you, I'm not going over there. You know, it's like there's different kinds of intelligence, right? He's super smart like he just is objectively very smart. I used to watch him debate people. I enjoyed it very much. Of course, since the very beginning, I never watched his episodes on Israel because I was always like, I don't care about this, man. Talk to me about America. Talk to me about America. But I do think that Ben is he is a budding flower of jujitsu mastery, where all he has to do is just start jujitsu. He'll be incredible, and he definitely should, because I think that he will be able to kick everyone's ass because he's tough. What? Bridget, thank you very much. My son is a Marine based in MSRD Cali. Wait, so MSRD in California, Marine. Where's MSRD? Is that anyway? He said that the shot taken at Charlie was BS. And he is shot taken at Charlie was BS. He is in armor. Ambien made me eat. It would forget, and I would forget. It made me eat it. I would forget conversations. Listen, I know girls, you know, from back in those, like back then, who would take Ambien and they would call dudes that would come over and fuck them, and they would not like remember. They'd wake, you know, they're like guys that they had like hooked, but they would like not remember. They were sober, like they were dead sober, took Ambien to go to sleep, and they would like call guys that would come over, and they're like it's scary. Like it ended up, you know, it's like a dude it's like someone they were like kind of half dating. They're like, but like, what if I don't remember doing it? Like, what if I called some random person that like is not them? She's like, so they stopped taking it. It just, dude, it affects people super, super weird. That is a very, like, I think genetically dependent pharmaceutical. Like for some people, they're like, oh my God, it's amazing. They have no side effects. I have someone in my family that takes it and is like, I have no side effects from this at all. I love it. It's the only thing that helps me sleep, whatever. For me, even aside from the fact that I drove, one of the most unsafe things I've ever done was on the backside of that. But before that too, like if I take it and sleep, I was going to wake up and I was going to literally be like Ike Turner the next day. You know, I was not going to beat up a girl, but I was going to be a volcano of, you know, fury for absolutely no reason. Let me see if there was any other things I absolutely have to show you guys before. Oh yeah, I do have to show you guys this. So check this out, dude. And I'll tell you exactly why I'm showing you this specifically. This is Candace on X today. Oops. So she says, hello to everyone who is just beginning to pay attention to this trial. Some of us have been reading and covering the extensive court filings for months leading up to this hearing, and we therefore all caps, already knew this offensive hearsay video from Lance Twiggs was going to be played today. That's exactly how I feel about all of this. None of this is shocking or new to people who can read. The scandal was that the judge ruled the defense could not vet the alleged text messages, Discord messages, or cross-examine Lance at this hearing. So what you're watching is a highly likely federal asset deliver an entirely unvetted narrative for the sole purpose of paid influencers then creating videos to pretend his testimony is overwhelming and shocking. Enjoy the early show trial. Lance, in my view, and in the view of most rational people who have been following, is the FBI's co-conspirator who helped to set Tyler Robinson up. Accordingly, he has been protected since day one. Need more information? Try reading the court filings. So the reason I wanted to read this specifically is because it's like I absolutely understand how this feels, because she's not a big like all caps typer, you know, which means she's had it with people like trying to gloat like shit in this trial is somehow a silver bullet that proves that she's full of shit, because none of it is. Like, it's like there's not a thing from this trial that has debunked anything that I mean, I don't know, like anything that I've heard her say. Like the videos that I see where they're like, you know, so it does turn out here it is, a video of Tyler Robinson on campus. So Candace is stupid. It's like, show me where she said there was no one on campus. What the fuck are you talking about? You know? And, yeah, again, the people who are acting like the pretrial is going well for the prosecution are only people who don't know shit about this case, because it is objectively, without question, absolutely for sure, a way easier case to beat than I thought it was prior to this. And my defense, if I wanted to beat this case, is so much simpler than, and I will just continue to say it. You have two people, okay? This is a very easy concept for a juror to understand. You have two people, okay? Both of them have access to the murder weapon, the screwdriver, the towel, the car that was used, the devices that were used to confess, Discord and the text messages. Both of them have access to all of those, okay? The person who is saying that it's the other guy is a trans furry who has a documented history of mental illness, who was known for freaking out and attacking people and going nuts. There are notebooks full of scribbles and all kinds of crazy stuff. And you can talk to the other people who are in their friend group who will all say Tyler was normal and that guy, Lance, was completely crazy. His own family, apparently, according to sources, he attacked with a knife. Okay. He was already an experienced sexual deviant. Tyler was completely inexperienced before he met Lance, and then Lance turned him out. Okay. So you have two people, and all I did there was take the names off of the devices that were used to confess, right? Because they both have access. So it could have been either of them who says Tyler did it into the device, right? Who do you think is more likely to do it? Like, who did it? Who do you think is more likely? The schizophrenic freak guy who is the only person who's saying Tyler did it? DNA is on all of those things. Or this guy who everybody says was totally normal and was like known for having to babysit the crazy guy. Which is more likely? Who do you think is more likely? You have to pick. Well, I don't know. That's called reasonable doubt then, Well, probably Lance, reasonable doubt. Case closed. If enough jurors they think it was more likely that it's Lance. That's it. Like that's the defense. Okay. And if that is going to be convincing to the jurors, which it will, or would, if it was me, leading his defense, then why is that not convincing enough to all these guys who are like tap dancing on Candace as if they won something? It's like, you think it's impossible that Lance did this and set up Tyler? I don't know. It's like, dude, you still have a trans kid that did it if that's the case, right? Well, yeah. The only part where it's funny because like right here where she's like, Candace is watching a highly likely federal asset deliver an entirely unvetted narrative for the sole purpose of paid influence. Or I'm sorry, that's not what I meant to say. Which part I want to read. Here we go. He's the FBI's co-conspirator who helped set Tyler Robinson up. So in the event that Charlie is dead, right? Like, so if Charlie's dead and you take that as an absolute fact, then you have to be trying to explain all of these behaviors that, it's like they're all like all these people are involved and Charlie is for sure dead. Then you have to reconcile who's Lance? How does he fit into this thing? Tyler, how does he fit into this thing? And so it's like, yeah, he's maybe conspiring with the FBI to set up Tyler when he is the one who did it. But at the same time, like my problem with that, like, and again, I support Candace across the board, no matter what. If I disagree with her conclusion, I disagree. Look at who are my closest friends, my closest like YouTube like creator guys that you guys see me with the most. Nate, Danks, Baron, all these guys that I'm rapping out with all the time. Like these are all my guys, dude. And Trigger Smart, like we don't agree on our conclusions ever. Like none of us agree on the conclusion. So it's not like it's not argumentative for me to say like, well, my challenge with the logic here is like, oh, it's, Lance is an FBI co-conspirator who's trying to set Tyler up. My challenge would be like, well, like what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, but why set up Tyler? Like, why would Lance why wouldn't Lance just like do it then? You know, like, or do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, or maybe I'm just not understand. Like that. Maybe I'm just not like adding up to me for some reason. And because as I'm trying to verbalize what I'm thinking, it's not coming out correctly. So I'm just going to leave it at Lance is very young, very trans and very gay and very like, I'm like, he seems like he'd be a fucking liability is really what I'm trying to say. He doesn't seem like a very reliable co-conspirator to me. Like if you're going to set someone up, you would think that, you know, we're going to use like, I don't know, reliable people that are not long hair transferees, but maybe that's his deep cover. You know what I mean? Very possible. Bridget, thank you for gifting that. And congratulations to whoever got that. Twigs denied burning the note. Really? What am I going to do about it? About what? I don't know what you mean, dude. Hopefully this is like me being challenged to a fight, you know? But you aren't wrong. You could argue anything Tyler did, it's just as likely that Lance. Yeah, exactly. But again, I am not his defense attorney. However, this is a good defense. I mean, listen, dude, like when some of these cases that get a lot of publicity, like if you look at like the Jose Baez, like when he represented Casey Anthony, that case was a dog. That's a terrible case to try to defend. And the only thing that Casey Anthony did right is she kept her mouth shut always. Now, for the record, fuck Casey Anthony, obviously. But in terms of her attorney, Jose Baez, his defense of her was amazing. And but that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's a lot of times people who put together really strong defenses are not like, you know, necessary. Like there are like these really, really, really smart, like talented Yale law guys, like what's his name, who defended who represented Jay-Z in when they sued Tony God damn it. The Texas attorney who was representing all the victims who were suing Diddy's estate. Whatever. But the guy Shapiro Alex Shapiro, who represented Jay-Z, that guy is a fucking beast, dude. That guy's a fucking beast. But that dude, if I remember correctly, is like a Yale, like that's the total package. But like Jose Baez, he's like a if I went to law school guy. And sometimes that's going to be your best defense, is like someone who just understands people, man. It's like, make it simple. Give it to him like this and feed it to him over and over and over and over and over. You know, I wonder, like, someone gets a successful defense like that, you know, like you successfully got Casey fucking Anthony off on that case. That was the prosecution's fault, though. They overcharged that case because they charged her with murder one. And it's like, hello, how are you going to, she never talked. She never admitted to anything. You're not going to be able to prove a cause of death. So all you have is a person who clearly got rid of the body, almost certainly was responsible for how she died some way, but she just kept lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying and lying. So you charge murder one, you're not going to be able to prove it. And then she ends up getting acquitted. I mean, Casey Anthony's fucking crazy. If any of you guys are into true crime and you guys are not super familiar with the Casey Anthony case, if you like just got into true crime in the last few years, for sure, go watch like Stephanie Harlow. Stephanie Harlow's coverage of the Casey Anthony case is fucking awesome. She hates Casey Anthony. It's great. I love like when like certain creators that I like, when they take on a case and they specifically really dislike like a specific person that they're doing a show about. Like if anybody watches Jack Can't Swim, the one that he or that team clearly despises is that pretty girl who went to Arizona and killed the LDS guy. Like she had a boyfriend who was LDS and she like pretended to be traveling one place and then she she whacked him out in the shower, and then she took a bunch of pictures of it and then threw the camera into the washing machine and thought that was going to like make the pictures irrecoverable. And like, it's like, no, that's not how that works. And they recovered the camera roll, and she had taken a bunch of pictures of them having sex. And then she took pictures of his like dead body after she murdered him. The fuck is her name, dude? I don't know why I feel confident saying that. I bet I have a lot of true crimers in here, dude. What the hell is that chick's name, dude? Tony Busby. There you go. Somebody tell me that girl's name. The chick, the murderer chick from that I was Jodi Arias. There you go. Thank you, ladies and fellas. Jodi Arias. Yeah, JCS coverage of that one. Dude, he hates her. It's so over the top how much that episode is way more over the top. Like fucking hates her. Hilarious. Who watches? Does anybody watch Rotten Mango? Because she does great work too. Her pod is hilarious too, because she's literally just telling her husband these stories, and he's like behind the camera. It's hilarious, dude. I got into that Mackenzie whatever chick now. Or that story. Mackenzie, the one from The Crash on Netflix. God damn it, what's her last name? I don't know. Mackenzie Shirilla. Before anyone got it, I didn't see it, dude. Rod Mango's dope. It's so funny. I like the first time that I saw Rotten Mango, it was super, super, super late at night. Like I think Gabrielle and I had been partying and I almost never, ever, ever, very, very rare. But I remember distinctly that night I did. And I remember being in my bathroom, like brushing my teeth or something. And I just popped it on and I just stood there like frozen watching like Rotten Mango on an iPad and just being like, I can't figure out why I'm so entertained by this chick, but like, this is great. This chick is hilarious. And yeah, Danielle does great stuff on Shirilla, dude. She crushes it. Danielle, Daddy Wells has been doing fantastic coverage of Mackenzie Shirilla. I think maybe that's probably why I've been paying so much attention to that case, actually, is because whenever I talk to her, I'm like, what are you working on? She's doing stories on that, on Shirilla. So like she knew a bunch of stuff that I didn't know. And that's exactly what happened. Is because she told me, like Daddy Wells told me about a fact of the video she was doing from the Shirilla. And I had watched the documentary, The Crash. And when she told me that, I'm like, wait a minute. Did they like fake that she's like, yeah, in the Netflix documentary, they completely misrepresented that. I was like, no way. So that's why I started looking into the case again, because when I watched Making a Murderer on Stephen Avery, I really thought that guy was innocent. It's embarrassing now. But then Candace did her documentary showing all the stuff that they kept out of the Making a Murderer documentary, which is one of the most egregious and evil like things I've ever seen, ever. And so I already knew Netflix is down to like fabricate stuff to sell a story. Like this guy, that guy, Stephen Avery. Okay. The guy literally kidnapped a girl and tied her like arms and legs at the end on a bed and just took it from her for 2 days. And then brought his 16-year-old nephew in there. Was like, hey, you never done this before, huh? Made him do the same thing and then made the nephew slit her throat. And then he finished her up and then they burned her body. And Netflix made a documentary knowing that he had done that. And then they completely twisted the story around and convinced all of America that this guy was innocent and had been framed. Like I don't even know. I don't have words to even describe people who would do that. You know what I mean? It's insane. Break the Chamber on X found out the confession note we weren't supposed to see matches Lance's handwriting. Are you serious? Of course. I mean, this is like 0% surprising. Let me see. Break the chamber on X. Okay. God, being right all the time just is exhausting, you know? Break the chain. And then I really got to go to bed. Let's see. Oh. Okay. So why did I do this on my phone? What the fuck is wrong with me? Jesus. I was looking that up on my fucking phone. God, I'm such an idiot sometimes. Okay, let's go over to X. We'll start here. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you guys this one. Completely convinced Lance set up Tyler. Yeah. All right. So, oh my God, you guys can see my recent searches. I'm so embarrassed. Break the chamber. Thank God it didn't say something fucked up. Tyler Robinson's confession note was unintentionally revealed at today's preliminary hearing. I haven't found samples of Tyler's handwriting, but we have some alleged samples of Twig's handwriting. No way, dude. Okay, so that it left mission Charlie. Okay. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Hang on. I'm going to open another window so I can have both of them up at the same time. And I can at least like see both of them like on my screen. Actually, I'll do that. I'll do you guys even one better. Hang on. I know exactly what I'm going to do. God, you guys, you don't even get it. I love you guys so much that I'm going to actually take the effort to do this. I'm going to create an image that has both because I want to see that. So I'm sure you guys also want to see that. And I'm going to share that with you. Okay, here. So boom. Boom. Okay, there's this one. And then here is this one. Wait, why did I just do that? Okay. I promise you guys, I am like, just give me a second. I'm creating a single, I'm doing this in Photoshop so I can put the samples like side by side and then I'll share it so you guys can see it. Okay. And then, and like, this is the exact kind of thing where like people like Ben Shapiro and them would be like, oh my God, look at these conspiracy theorists. You're all, what, you mean comparing the handwriting samples from the guy who has his DNA on every single thing to see if maybe his handwriting matches the note he says that his roommate did? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's just asinine, man. I can't believe I just did that again. What is wrong with me? Okay. Boom, boom. All right. This was such a good idea that I just had. I am going to now do it like this. Okay, hang on. So now let me remove this and this and then do this and do bam. Yes. You see what I did, you guys? I did that for you guys. The comments have additional info and photos. Okay, I'll check those out after. And Double D, two movies, Murder, Snake Eyes and Thomas Crown Affair is the Charlie Kirk assassination. I mean, mostly it's like just Snake Eyes, but yes. Double D 69. You have to post like before tonight is over, you have to post your actual picture in the. Oh wait, how could you can't do that? You can't post pictures in chat, but okay. So All right. So let's start over here. By the way, if this doesn't show you that Lance is batshit, because check it out. Here's another one. This is another one from his notebook. It's like, this is all the stuff that he would like. His notepad is just full of just this stupid, crazy bullshit. That is his handwriting. Look at the S's. Look at the, okay. Look at the, oh my God, hold on. Okay, now I got to make another thing because I'm just going to isolate just the S's. That, oh my God, dude. Okay. And then over here. Oh, fuck off. And dude, right? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Wait, oh, since y'all, I didn't see way more to VFT. I mean, listen, my chat is absolutely notorious for having the most attractive females on YouTube for sure. And I think here's my hypothesis. It's because I'm funny and I'm married to the most beautiful smoke show ever. And so they know that they're safe here. It's not easy to be a 10, dude. It's not easy to be an 8, right? They are walking around vulnerable to psychos all the time. All the time. They walk into a room. They're like, oh, it's nice to be pretty here. But now I'm out in public. I'm in a Taco Bell and that guy is looking at me like he wants to eat me. That guy's looking at me like he wants to eat me. That one looking at me like he wants to eat me. They can't help how they look, dude. Being pretty has downsides, you know? If they see a person who is with an objectively gorgeous girl and she's like, yeah, I chose to like live my life with this dude, then they're like, okay, this guy's not going to kill me. He's safe and he knows what it's like to be around pretty girls and he's cool. That's my hypothesis anyway. Why don't all you 10s tell me if that's what it is? Now you would have to say I'm pretty in the chat. See, that was a trap, but you guys are though. So, you know. Okay. XJ. Oh, what's up, dog? James. That's left-handed writing. My daughter writes like that. Oh, left-handed to try to like hide it, like hide whose it is. Hook up that mod belt. Oh, dude, I got you, dog. Hang on. I got you right now. Hang on. Let me just because I have to like be the reason I was able to do them so easily in during like those co-streams is because in order to talk to just my chat, I had to go to my chat. And otherwise, when I would like if I would chat in StreamYard, it would go to everybody. And I was like in my own chat only. And from there, I can just create mods. So I'm gonna do that right now. Let me see. Hold on. Where did you go, dude? Where the hell did you go? Scotty Ellison, hold on. You disappeared. I'm trying to mod you and you're gone. I am so confused, dude. I'm looking right at your, oh shit. When did you send that? 12:23. I'm sorry, you guys. Hang on. I have to do this real quick. Oh, I can't scroll back any farther. Scotty, dude, do another like. Oh, there you go. Boom. Okay, I got you now. Bam. Scotty Ellison is a mod. Welcome, dude. Welcome. Okay. Now, yeah, what I was saying. So, oh, wait, real quick. I got one of these real quick. Hang on. Oh, whoops. I missed this one. Rogue Recipe. Here. Thank you, brother. Amen. Listen, dude. I'm raising daughters, you know. They have to live in the world. They're going to look like their mom. PA stepchild says, I think TR and LT are the same person. CIA creates false identities, maintains until needed. TR fam, TR paid to use TR as Patsy. TR assumes it's fake identity to be free. Fam paid from the start to house fake ID. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, like, that's one of those, that's just like one of these places where I wouldn't feel confident no matter what I said. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I have any special insight at all to what this is, aside from the fact that, like, if they're in on it, they would find a way to get him off, you know? Like, I thought too, like, it would be interesting if they, if the total, like, kind of like saga ended in September. Okay. Like, I've thought about that. Like, if the whole saga ends in September, I would think that that's interesting, because that would mean that they could have made someone a promise. It's like, you're going to have to do 1 year, like 1 year. And for the rest of your life, you never have to worry about money ever again. You're going to be doing a good thing. They give them the elevator pitch for why they're doing it. And, you know, I mean, like, people will agree to think like 1 year. I don't know. Would you guys do a year in prison in conditions like that for, I don't know, $20 million, $25 million? What do you guys think? 2025? Like a year in prison? Man. See, there it is. Yep. That's what it is. It's like, so one thing that I'm so overly paranoid about pretty girls thinking that I'm being a creep, that I like, you know, I don't know, that's the right way to explain. Like, I go so out of my way to make sure that they know I'm not being a creep, you know, because I know people are fucking creeps around them all the time. Just all the fucking time. You guys, dude, since we have you guys in here and we're having an open, honest dialogue, tell the guys that are single or whatever, or actually, let me actually propose a hypothesis, which you guys can either validate or reject. I think that when guys say, dude, like, when I'm single, like, no chicks want to hang out. And then once I'm in a committed relationship, all of a sudden, like, the chicks like want me. It's like, that's because you're not doing that thing. What, you know, like, I've had this conversation with, I'm like, it's because you're not doing the thing. What thing? It's like that thing, you know, where it's like, God, I think, like, everyone can tell when people want things from them, you know? It's like, if someone's talking to me and, like, they're setting up to go, like, hey, so what do you think about me coming on your show to talk about thing that I care about? You know, It's like, I already know. Like, I know where that's going. That's not even like a very good example, but I can't think of an example that is equivalent to, dude that's had 2 drinks and it's like, I literally will chop my pinky off to have sex with you tonight, but like that, they can tell. They can smell it on you, and it makes you uncomfortable when people want things from you. So now you have a girlfriend, so you're not trying that. And so they're like, oh, look at finally a guy who's not doing the thing. Right? It's not like easy to not do the thing if you're a dude and is then single, and but like it's not rocket science. Just be normal. Just convince yourself that the pretty girl is your guy friend. Like don't, I'm not talking like don't fucking put her in a headlock, but just like trick your brain, treat them like your guy friend. With Gabrielle is much more complicated. I don't know. I forget that I have a lot of like viewers that have not been around for like that long. You probably got I had to implement a level of strategy to like kind of like reel her all the way in that was very intricate and extraordinarily complex. But when I met her, I was like, I'll fucking marry that girl. I will fucking marry that girl. And I was at a severe disadvantage at the time too. Amir, thank you very much. Just want to show you some love. If Ben is going after you, you must be doing something right. Thank you, dude. That's exactly what I think. Scallywag, Holly, another one, of course. I think he's going to get convicted and then get off on appeal. Dude, the thing is though, I mean, maybe I don't like, I just don't, if he gets convicted, I feel like comfortable saying that I think that means that they did not put a good defense up, because a good defense team should be able to beat this case. Bottom line. So how they said that that there was someone on Tyler Robinson's defense team who was in Terrell Farnsworth's family. Like that was like a very common rumor that people said. And I feel like I put a bounty on that. I was like, if someone can confirm that for me, that would be amazing. And I never like had anyone able to like validate that rumor was true. Whoops. Dude, so my kids play Fortnite in here. I just forbade them to do it, but like I'll come in here and I'm like, what the hell is that? That's a marshmallow that was on my ground, on the floor in my studio. A marshmallow. Unbelievable, dude. And that's why they're never allowed to play in here again. But yeah. I don't know. But anyway, with Gabrielle, when I met her, she was in town for 4th of July with like her best friend, and she had a dude and was moving to Los Angeles, and I lived in San Diego. I actually don't even have the energy to tell this whole story. I had to put in fucking work. Lots of work over 6 months. I didn't, from when she left that weekend, having not hooked up with her, obviously she had a boyfriend, 6 months of work that I put in through her friends. Like getting into a conversation with her friend that lived with her, knowing that she would, I'm like, I got to keep this simple to where I know she'll go back and tell her, but I can't have her know that I'm doing this specifically so she'll go back and tell her. And I need to not say anything that she's going to get lost in translation and make her think that I want her more than I want her to think that I do, because then I'll poison the well in advance. That's like fact. And that's like chapter 1, that's before it even got complicated when we were together and she lived in LA and she was 22 years old. And anyway, a lot went into it, dude. A lot went into it. Worth it. I want to know which one is lefty, Tyler or Lance. Wait, why do you think you think one of them's left-handed? You don't have to super chat me, dude. Text me. This is one of my like actual like real life friends, guys. I mean, feel free to give me your money, guy, but I'll see it if you text to me. Did anyone else catch? Coach Colin just texted that. Did anyone else catch that new advertisement of Jordan Peterson's lectures is AI? Oh, wow. It's not actually his voice. He's laid up in a, dude, that's terrible about Jordan Peterson, man. I saw like a clip of his wife, speaking of smoking girls, Michaela Peterson, smoke. But I saw her talking about her dad's condition, and that man, daughters upset about their unhealth, like their sick, infirmed fathers is that lands pretty heavy for me, you know. Check my messages. Come on, double D's. You like now I'm gonna believe that it's your real picture. Which messages anyway? On X or on whatever? I don't even know where the messages are on X. Oh, wait. Oh, what's up, dude? Okay, but it's this. Hold on. I'm not sure. Like, hold on a second. Hold on. I can't tell who's who, dude. I can't tell who's two. Double D's not a girl, dude. This is a dude. No girl would name themselves Double D69, you guys. That's not a thing. Any of the pretty girls in here, okay, is that a thing that any of your friends would fucking name themselves on fucking YouTube? Double D69. Come on, dude. Oh, dude, I would never click on links ever. Well, that's funny that you say that. I did click on a link the other day, but it was because it came from fucking youtube.com. Dude, I've only gotten fished twice. I mean, nothing happened, but I got like fooled 2 times. Both times an email came from youtube.com. And somehow they did that, and it was not YouTube. It's fucking crazy, dude. What? Are you calling me black? Is that some kind of racist shit, dude? Okay. I'm proud that I'm black and smart or whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. How am I the male Candace? I am a girl, and everything thinks I have a hog. Everything thinks I have a hog. I have heard that pigs make incredible pets, though. He's calling me tan, dude. I know it's cold-blooded, man. It's sad that a guy would pose as a woman. Oh my God, dude. That's like, I guarantee that it's so common. So God, what was that? There was one time where I was playing, it was some like app-based video game. I think it might've been like, I don't know, but it was one where you played against another player. And just as like a social experiment, I changed my thing and I made my picture Gabrielle. Like I just uploaded a picture of Gabrielle and pretended that was who was playing against him. And it's so funny. Like you couldn't do any kind of communication really like in the game. You know, it was like you did like hit a shot, whatever. There was like a set of like 5 total emojis that are available to like for any, that's the total amount of communication you could do. And all of a sudden everybody's emojiing after all of my shots and shit. It's fucking hilarious, dude. One time when we lived in Walnut Creek, like this is a decade ago at least. This might have even been man, I don't know, at this 2015 at the or like earliest or whatever. And whatever. It's at least that long ago. Me and my buddies, we were at like a restaurant with Gabrielle and like our, like our big crew. And we were like, dude, we were talking about Tinder and we were talking about how long it would take. Like, if it's like, it's not fit. Like if we were like, fucking got on Tinder, it was like, we're like, what, how fast it would take for like, if you guys just jumped on Tinder. So we actually like took Gabrielle's Facebook. I think you have to add Facebook, and we created a Tinder out of it. Like me and my friends, and we just started swiping. It's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. It is there. There's no limits, dude. It's just like if there is a dude who is on said platform and you happen to stumble on whatever, it's like, yeah, you can have that. Like, yep. Yeah, you can have that tomorrow, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. She's like, dude, she got pissed. She's like, people are going to think that's really me. We're like, that's when I'm like, yeah, get that off. I don't need anybody who knows us thinking that she's actually on fucking Tinder, dude. Hold on. Okay. And Stephanie C, thank you very much. My dad passed in March. I'm very sorry for that. The way you talk about and respect your wife reminds me of how much he loved my mom. Refreshing to know there's more men like my dad out there. Prime example of what a husband and dad should be. Thank you. Listen, you grow into the man that you're supposed to be if you listen to the world around you. It's like a girl has a lot of like, there's some dudes who are trash. Obviously, there's a lot of dudes that are trash. Absent a reason not to be trash, most dudes will be trash. For like, a lot of guys are capable of being amazing, but you have to give them a reason to do that. If you're just like some chick that's like breaks his balls and like is, you know what I mean? Be a reason for them to aspire to be their best self, and then they will be, Anyway, but yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And that's a fact, dude. You're like I was saying, I can't remember what day I was saying that about, but it's like, fuck, man. The thought of my kids like growing up without a dad is the most terrifying thing that I can ever imagine. That's why I've said on the stream a million times. It's like, if I died, if someone that you guys know is my friend ends up with Gabrielle, you should know that you should interpret that the exact opposite of what you would think, because not only did I support that, like I would be like, if I had like something terminal, I would be like, you need to marry her, dude. Because at least I vetted them. It's like they're going to be raising my fucking kids, man. Like, they're going to be raising my kids. You think I want to fucking just roll the dice with Gabrielle's going to be emotionally destroyed. Like, she's going to go out flailing into the world like a completely like aimless, tiny little broken flower. And then I just going to cross my fingers that, the dude who sweeps in when she's all vulnerable, that's going to raise my fucking kids, is going to be like solid. Fuck that shit, dude. I would rather it be a lock that it's someone that I've vetted. You know what I mean? Listen, if that's like a joke, getting dating advice from Jesse is like, yeah, that's exactly what you should do. The proof is in the results, I mean, listen, dude, if you want to have like short shit, like relation, chick that's going to like blow you up all the time. And then you're going to be like, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. Why? You're like, fuck, I don't know. Why? Like, whatever. What? God, why are you so fucking possessive? Like, this is stupid. Well, let's get married. I don't want you to ever have sex with another guy. It's like, well, that's a good enough reason for me. Fuck it. Let's go. Our marriage is awesome. It's like, maybe talk to him, dude. He gives good advice. Like, he makes jokes, but like, listen close. Lots of wisdom in there. Etching on the bullets looks nothing like Tyler's handwritings compared to Lance's similarities. No, the etching, like the thing on the bullets though, is like that is it's done with I'd actually never even heard the word for that machine that you do it with. When they said it, like when Lance said it, I can't remember the name of it, but when he said it, I actually Googled it. I have one of those things. I didn't even know what it was called. It's a hog is a what? Hold on. Hog is a I'm a girl and everyone thinks I have a hog. Shit, you probably do have a hog. I mean, listen. Some girls gotta have hogs, man. Right? Ask Leah Thomas. You know what I mean? Leah Thomas can't help that she's a woman with a sheeness. I mean, can't a girl just win a national championship and oogle at the 18-year-old girls in the locker room fully erect without people breaking their balls? Like, come on, dude. This is America. Anyway, so Gabrielle thinks sheeness is the funniest shit ever, dude. Dremel, there you go. Thank you, sir. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. All right, I gotta go to bed. I'm falling asleep. You guys are the best. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow at some point. Actually, I'll set it up right now. Peace out. I'm gonna stream it probably noon tomorrow. I might push it back to 1. I'm fucking tired, man. I'm gonna push it back to 1. I'm gonna stream tomorrow afternoon during the trial at 1 p.m. Central, so 11 a.m. Pacific. I told Project Constitution I'll pop onto his stream on X first. Yeah, I'm going to do 1. Okay, you guys are the best. Love you guys. Look out for the stream tomorrow. And I don't give a dumb. I have my own channel. People can't spell the. Okay, hey. I don't give a dumb. You guys go check out that channel. And T Fink, thank you very much for all the super chats tonight, you guys. I appreciate you. Good night. Peace.